Hello again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hangout here with Astropreneur. My name is Liam, for those of you who do not know me. I was not on last week. Last week was a tough week, and I had a lot to get done, so work-wise and so on. So I didn't have a Hangout last week. But we're having one tonight, and I have an unboxing coming up as well this coming weekend. So keep an eye out for that. As I said, this Hangout is just for everybody to hang out, chat, talk about what they're working on, talk about what they're planning to work on. Ask questions, learn from each other. Okay, so we already have someone in the background out there. Now, if you like the stream, if you like my channel and so on, please click like, subscribe, ding that bell, and there is a donation link also available if you want to donate to me through PayPal or whatever. So please keep that in mind if you want to donate to the channel. So we have someone already in the background waiting to come in. Let's see if we can bring you in. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good
evening, everybody.
What are you up to?
Just finished my light arc. Glow in the dark.
Oh, it's glow in the dark. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I thought about to put the light backwards, so the point inwards, and then put another one on the outside. So once the light gets switched off, it still glows. And I thought about to put it on my windowsill.
Oh, there's a strip on the outside for lights as well?
Yeah. Two ways. One inside, one outside, maybe. I don't know yet.
Well, if you're going to use it for lighting something, you should put the white light on the inside pointing downward. But if you have black light, like UV lights, put them on the outside pointing in, because then they charge it up so it glows at nighttime. But you don't leave them on all night. You only turn it on, and then it will last for a couple of hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours glowing.
Yeah, that's what I thought about, to do some black lights, and they're only like £5 I can get them for, like $1.20. Poundland.
Let's see who's on, and we see who's hanging out with us. So we have JP. Hey, JP, how are you? JP is on early. He said, "Let's go." So we have Jerry. It's Jerry painting. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Loopy Lou, well, she's in the other room, so we know she's hanging out. So, hey, Kieran, all the way from down under. Let's see, Dominic. Hey, Dominic, how are you? Kieran again saying, oh, he's talking about donation he gave to Jerry. Let's see, the bigger the swag bag. Oh, for those who do not know, Jerry on I think it's the 6th. Let me check my calendar. I think it's the 3rd. The 3rd of July, Jerry is doing a giveaway on his channel, 3D Printing and Painting, or look it up on YouTube as 3DHP. He's doing a big giveaway, so make sure you go out and like, subscribe, and ding that bell with Jerry's channel as well, because he has a big giveaway. He's after reaching 2,500 subscribers, so he's doing a giveaway for that, and that's coming up in just over a week's time. The end of it's Saturday week is when it's on, so that should be fun. 100 people. We'll try and get more than that if we can, Jerry. Let's see. I'm printing SN11 rocket. Nice. Let's see. Mr. Littlefane. That's you.
I know.
Matt. Jerry saying hi.
I thought about of a nickname, maybe Littlefane Overlord. No.
Well, if you must create your own name, you might as well call yourself the Overlord, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Go big or go home is what they say,
I think
right?
that's a little bit my German side coming out on me, like power hungry,
Hey, Local Maker, how are you? He's actually local here in Michigan, hence the MI at the end of his name. And let's see who else. And just Jerry is saying it's on the 3rd, right? Jerry confirmed it is the 3rd. I'm not sure what time it is. I think it's 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, or 11 a.m. his time in Vegas. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, U.S. East time, I believe it is. Say, Mr. Thin. Okay.
Who's Mr. Thin?
I think he's referring to you. I know he's not talking about me.
No, I'm not thin. I mean, I have quite a bit of a belly.
So Jerry's stream is at 1 Pacific. That's 4 in the afternoon U.S. Eastern time. Mr. Foreman, how are you? So we got our good gang hanging out. Guys, the link is actually in YouTube. The very top of YouTube, there is a StreamYard link. It's a pinned link. If you want to come in and join the conversation, click on that link. You are welcome to come in and join us. Again, it's easy, casual hangout. All we ask is for people to try and behave, even though most time we don't.
I behave.
Hey, Tripod John, how are you? Martin,
Hey,
Michigan,
Tripod.
by US 23. Cool.
I think Tripod should, like in the old, I can imagine Tripod in a parallel universe calls himself Tripod Overlord Garage.
Everyone's going to be Overlord by the time this
Yeah. In a parallel universe, I can't live in my universe, so.
I posted the video this morning. Yeah, I saw your giveaway. That was the video you did earlier on. That
Thanks,
was really
Terry.
good. Listing out your giveaways, and I know you're trying to work with some companies about possibly getting some printers included there as part of some of the giveaways. But you already have a long list of stuff already. But it'd be nice if we can get some printers thrown in.
No, I'm reading a little bit up online about overlords, Japanese overlords, you know.
Oh yeah, but they were mostly the samurais, I believe, back then.
Yeah, and then I compare them to the Chinese ones, what they had, and other places, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, what else are you working on beside your light bridge?
I do some charity work right now. I can hold on. I can show that box.
Those who do not know, Matt is the Lithuanian king. He does some more Lithuanians than anybody. And I think you do 95% Lithuanians, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
why went out? Who's that?
it's a
Army
book
of Terror. Is that what it says? Army of Terror.
by
Oh,
William.
it's a book.
Yep.
So, guys, the link is there. If you want to come in chat, please click. Before you come in, please click mute on your or stop your YouTube feed. Then click on the StreamYard link to come in, because otherwise you get audio feedback. What's that one?
Owen Muller.
Owen Mullen. Okay.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they have some flaws in it, but I don't think they will recognize that. They get them for free, and
Most
I'll
people
let them
wouldn't.
know about it.
Most people probably wouldn't notice it anyway, right? Because, unless you know what you're looking for, because you've been doing them nonstop.
I mean, I have some difficulty with this type of shape because I didn't have time to do enough research on it. So I'm kind of rushed everything through because I don't want to be here for a month printing or 1.5 months printing a few of those, you know.
Yeah.
And each of them take around about 3 to 4 days to make.
I know, yeah.
So,
well, those round ones,
yeah,
would come out really well in resin prints, and it fit a resin printer perfectly, and it print so nice.
Yeah, I thought about to get a resin printer.
And it might actually print faster in a resin.
Most likely, it
like does. This one that you sent me, this one, this is an elephant.
Yeah.
And I ran it through. I printed it. It took an hour to print, and I printed a really fine detail layer. But let me turn on my light on my phone here so you can see what it's like.
If you put down the background light off, it would be better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. That looks okay. Oh yeah, that's better, even better. Yeah.
It came out really nice.
Yeah, it does come out really nice detail.
Yeah, well, because there's no layer lines. There's nothing to see.
I know.
That's
why I want to get a resin printer.
And then when you do it flat like this, because this was the bill plate, it was attached to the bill plate. Like that, you had to scoop it off the bill plate.
Did you put something in between, like?
Nope.
Because some people, because it's such a large surface, they get paranoid and
No, that's what the
don't want
scraper's
to.
for. Get underneath it and scrape it off.
Don't you damage the plastic?
No plastic. No. You put the blade side pointing down, and it slides right underneath it.
Okay.
All you need is to get one edge to lift a tiny bit, and then the blade slides in.
No curling.
You're going to is Tripod? Are you going to Murph?
Yeah, he said so.
Yeah, I'm not going this year.
With Dan.
Yeah, I might go next year, depending. But I'm not able to anyway because of work. It's this coming weekend, and I have a live unboxing coming up this weekend. So there may not be many on my live unboxing, especially anyone on this side of the country, because they'll all be going to Murph. Because I have the new R-Tour Laser Master 2 to unbox and set up. So I'm doing it that. I'll be doing it this coming weekend, and I'll probably do it Saturday morning. Some of you may have seen in my post about the box when it arrived. It came in yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, yeah. It came in the post. So that'll be a fun build. That's a nice laser. It's a 400 by 400 burn area. So it's a really large area to burn.
Wow.
Pew, pew, pew. That right, Jerry? Lasers. Pew, pew, pew. So now that's another laser I have. But the nice thing about this size, I put up new shelving outside. I still have to get rid of an old pool table out there, but I have to put up new shelving. And I can actually put hooks on the side of the shelving and just hang it there. And it'll be fine. It won't go anywhere from there.
A good laser is a Star Wars laser, the Death Star.
Here's an interesting one. If you do you know how the sound for the phaser fire in Star Wars was done?
Nope.
You know the metal, what are they called? Do you know the seating, the metal seating they have at the sports stadiums?
Yeah.
The metal ones? I don't know what they call it. I can't remember what they call them here. But if you hit them, right? If you hit those metal those metal seats, right? I don't know. I can't remember the proper name for them. What are they called here? Someone out there who's a local from the US will have a different
Stadium
name.
seats?
Yeah, the stadium seats, but the metal ones or the long metal ones. If you hit them with something metal, the sound will travel down along the metal, and that's the sound they use to record. They recorded that sound to make the phaser fire for the Star Wars movies.
Cool.
Yeah. So it wasn't power lines, tripod. It was actually the stadium seating, the metal stadium seating they used. Someone out there will give me the proper name for it in a minute. I know they will. But that's what they used. The bleachers. That's the word. That's the word. The bleachers is what they use. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I was told. I don't know about the Death Star, but I know the phaser fire was done with bleachers. They actually hit the bleachers and recorded the sound. That was the individual phaser fire they used. So that's kind of cool. But then so that's we're talking about lasers. So I'll be doing that this weekend. Hey, HVAC, how are you?
I was about to get a laser. The Creality one, Ender 3, I wanted to convert into a laser.
Well, you can always do that because you can get the lasers that are magnetic and you just stick onto the print head. But the thing you'd have to do is the cooling fan for the print part. That can vary in speed. The one in the front can't because it cools the heat break. But the one at the side, that fan can be varied in speed, right? And what you do is you have to splice into that wire your laser, because you adjust the laser power by adjusting the fan speed. So from 0 to 255 being the maximum speed. Hey, Jim, how are you? Welcome. Nice surprise to have you on. How's life? This is just a casual hangout, Jim. if you want, there's a link up there on the top of chat, at the top of the YouTube chat. Just mute your YouTube feed and click on there. You can come in and join the conversation if you want. You see, hi, the tripod. Local maker be bringing 600 stickers, 50 coasters, 10 cans, 7 hats. Oh, you're bringing a lot with you. Everyone's saying hi. So yeah, I won't be, as I said, I won't be at Murph, but I'll probably go next year. But I do have the unboxing this coming weekend for the laser. And then I'm doing some resin prints right now because I'm testing resin and testing the 4K resin printer I have, and it's coming out well. We're just popping in to say hi. You're getting your haircut. I'll see that when I believe. I'll believe that when I see it, Jim. I will. It's more of a trim than anything else, I guess.
Yeah, I got this week a couple new machines from G-Tech.
Yeah.
The A10.
Okay.
Pro.
Oh, 1 second. We have somebody else popping in.
Ah, great.
Tripod. John, how are you?
Yeah. Hey.
You're all equipped, ready for Murph?
Trying to. So, yeah. So got some koozies.
They're nice.
And then a few shirts.
Oh,
I'm having a shirt.
Wearing one of those shirts recently.
Yeah. And then, well, it was last minute, and then I'll be wearing a custom sweater. So
sweet.
Maybe if Jim's nice to me, I may give him something.
Is Jim? I don't know. Is Jim going?
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and then yeah, daughter's pressing all this stuff right now, right next to me. So,
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
ask her to press me one, please.
And then at the mugs come out, some mugs too. So some coffee mugs.
Oh, okay, cool. So how are you doing the coffee mugs? Are you doing the transferring and sealing them?
No, it's a sublimation process. So
cool.
Could you use a laser for that?
No, not a ceramic.
I
like that, but okay. So you could do it.
Yeah.
Because people do it with tile, but this is a gloss finish, so it'll be reflective. So,
yeah.
Can you not doll it up? I mean,
it depends on what mug you get. So the sublimation mugs are totally different than if you were to get think about how people do tiles, right?
Yeah.
That then you would have to get a mug that's not going to feel too good when you on your lips as you're drinking from it, right?
Yeah.
Unless the inside is coated in ceramic and the outside isn't.
Okay. Well, with all of you guys going to Murph, I expect live streams from, as Jerry said there, we're all expecting live streams from you, right?
Yeah, well, during and at the end and stuff. So I won't be driving. I was going to drive Dan, DB3D Dan, and his wife, but he realized that he gave me the wrong park that he lives by, and it's actually a lot longer of a drive to my house. He thought it was on the way, because I think Nerdy J lives the closest. A lot of the people I know, anyways. But ours is with a decent amount of traffic is about 2.5 hour drive.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, I'll be there all 3 days, but we'll bug out earlier on Sunday because we'll be driving home. And
depending on how heavy the foot traffic is, if it's quiet, you might bug out early anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but so. Oh, you're actually further away. I thought you were closer.
Yeah, I'm not going, but it's a 5 hour drive for me to get there.
Yeah, the wife convinced me to take off the whole weekend, which is rare. So, because I work 7 days a week. So,
I know that feeling. You should try my job. I finished 20 minutes or 30 minutes before we started here, and I probably have some more to do this evening because
it's well, I have the live stream tomorrow, and then I have I've been wanting to shoot the drone footage for outside, but we've had tornadoes and stuff, and wind is way too excessive for the drone. It'll just literally carry it and move it away.
It's cold here. I think we hit our high today was about 60,
Ours was
65. Our
70.
mornings is in the 40s for the last few days.
79 right now. But you're in Michigan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can't wait to meet you there, Nerdy J. Where I have a sticker for
Oh,
me.
9 hours drive for you. Oh, wow. Well, you're in California, aren't you?
So, who, me?
No.
Oh, I was going to
In
say,
fact.
I'm in Illinois. Crime
we have
capital
order
of yeah.
There's somebody else popping in.
Hey.
Yeah, there's someone who needs a haircut.
Hey.
Jim's talking about getting a haircut. He needs a haircut.
Oh no!
Wait a second. You know, I might be a little shaggy, but come on.
No, well, like I used to be in the military, so if you went into the military with a hair like that, they'll tell you to get 5 haircuts. Who said
So,
hours?
with some of the stuff I'm bringing, it's an exchange of merch with another person. So,
Yeah.
it's because I have such limited quantities of the more expensive stuff. I mean, it was just because it was so last minute that I decided to go. It was when they said it was walk-in. So, but I managed to actually get a ticket though, because I caught it right when they opened it up a little bit, and I was able to get the tickets. So,
Very nice. Let's see who else is on. Dum Dum Dev, how are you?
Hey, Dum Dum.
Yeah. So it's So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get pictures of Mike and Jim side by side, and show Mike how to rock a haircut with long hair.
wait, I thought you were going to say put them side by side and do this.
Oh, well, but see,
Isn't Mike growing the hair for you?
Is Jim's brand, right? You can't do that to Jim. That's his brand name, right? That's
Oh
his
man,
thing.
yeah, it's if he ever was to do it, I think
No,
that'd be the most videos he would ever get. Is if
He
he
probably
was
would. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if he did it for a cause, he would get huge. He'd get huge hits on it.
So we'll see.
Look, you know, one of the reasons I grow it out so long is because
Admit it,
every couple of
donate it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll take it down to 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch and buzz everything off.
Don't they do that?
But-
They actually get real life. They get people to donate their hair for real life wigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as popular as it used to be though, because the synthetic stuff is really good.
You're
now.
shaving
It's
it?
cheaper.
Yeah,
Really?
whatever you do, don't do the wigs for kids.
Oh, he's
one.
not shaving it.
Well, no. If you are, you better live stream it. Right?
He's
You
not-
better
he's
live
not
stream if
shaving
you're going to do that.
Guarantee it.
I
Yeah,
know he
there-
won't, but still, if he ever does, he better live stream it because he'll get millions of hits on that one.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
couple
I mean,
of places that take the donated hair. You have the wigs for kids, and that one's really kind of a scam. They charge people for the wigs that they make. The other one, I think it's called the Pantene something or other, because they're a shampoo company, so they're doing it out of, because they want to have people happy and get good PR. So they actually, donate all the wigs.
Yeah, well, I think tripods are free.
Oh no, they're not free. They've
You
cost
don't do it
me
yourself?
two hair clippers in the last 20 years, or no, 17 years.
But you do it yourself, don't you?
So I'm sorry, my daughter was saying which hand do I hold the coffee mug in. So what was that?
You do it yourself, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is no guard. I don't bick it, so it's no guard. So I get the Velcro hat, so it stays on better. So I mean, I was thinning out basically in 6th grade in the back. So
Oh no, I went to school with kids, and by the end of high school, and they one or two guys that I went to school with left high school bald completely.
oh yeah,
They lost it all
I mean-
in it. So
Well, look,
but now it's
I was figuring you just like lathered up with the Nair or something.
oh me no. So this was done was it yesterday? Yeah, it was done yesterday. because it's like every 8 to 9 days. That's when.
yeah, For those
Because
who don't
if
know, Bear is his dog.
Bear, yeah. Did someone say shave my dog? Is
Yeah,
that what-
Kieran says you use the same clippers on your dog as you do on yourself.
Oh no, Bear doesn't get shaven. Sorry, he's got three. He's a mixed breed. He's Alaskan Malamute,
Oh, nice.
Black Lab, and German Shepherd. So he's got a thick coat. So,
Yeah. Mine is a Shepherd Husky mix. So she's the size of a shepherd, but she's got her white underbelly and she's more blonde on the side and not as dark on the back. But she's dark strip, but not as dark on the back.
got to fish by hair.
Okay,
My
Jim,
dog
thanks
is
for popping
We'll
in.
see ya.
elephant
Go
hunting
finish
dog.
your hair and live stream it if you're shaving it. I will end this and we'll all jump over to your stream to watch it being cut. Dog hair is reinforced nylon. Take care, Jim.
No,
So what are
it's
you-
glitter.
So what are you working on, Mike?
Well, I found out, I guess, yesterday or the day before that the Earth event wasn't going on. So I booked a
They had
ticket.
Murph. Did they cancel Earth?
They canceled the East Coast
Oh.
Red Rap Festival,
Okay.
yeah. So I've been trying to figure out and get all the logistics down to go to the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. So I got a flight booked and all that, and I got to book a room tonight.
Bring a tent. You might have better luck.
Ah,
Because I hear it's busy down there. They sold out really fast.
it depends on how far away you're willing to drive.
Yeah, that's
'Cause,
true.
if you go out like 10 or 15 miles, you're fine. You can find places.
Well, I
Maybe
reckon
we can
we
press,
for the 2017 solar eclipse, 2 years in advance we booked our hotel room in the city that we were going to go to. 2 years out, we booked a room to get a hotel room because within 12 months there wasn't a room available for within 400 miles of that city that we went to. All gone, all sold out, everywhere, everything was gone. People went out west for the eclipse. The whole path, within 200 or 300 miles of the path, the whole way through the US, all hotel rooms were gone. And I booked mine 2 years out before the hotel knew about the eclipse. Well, at the time of the eclipse, or as you got close to the eclipse, when it started doing the announcing, they were charging $200 for a room for the night. We got ours, like with two of us we shared. We got ours for $50 for the night per night because we booked it so far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, and we're going to do the same for the next one. So we haven't done so yet, but we're looking at a few areas, and we will be booking a room. We will be booking hotel rooms probably at least 18 months in advance. The big hotels will only do 12 months, but some of the smaller ones will do a longer time. So
It's interesting.
yeah. What about you, John? Besides prepping for Murph, what else is going on?
I have that live stream tomorrow, 8:30 Central US, and we'll be giving away a printer.
Well, then I might get lucky.
Yeah, like I
Wait
will.
now. We have
Yeah.
a guest coming in, and we're putting him big screen because he's getting his haircut. Come on.
Okay, well not shaved.
Okay.
Not shaved. Is that the wife? It looks like the wife.
My sister's doing my hair.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't tell. There we go. There we go.
So we had to come outside so my little man could eat. So my wife is feeding him, and I'm like sitting outside on my patio here getting my hair done and listening to you guys. And then I said, I'm going to jump in there quick.
Dude, so
Yeah,
what you need to do is
I told you he wasn't going to do this.
you should do what some people ask for: 2 fingers of whiskey. So you should
Yeah.
do. But I had a buddy who used to always say 2 fingers, but instead of doing this, he did this. So take this much hair off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. I can't see much, so my glasses are in my hands here, so I'm pretty blind. But
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you without your glasses on. So.
probably maybe in my early videos, but that's about it. But yeah, I wanted to pop in and say hi. We'll see you guys, well, some of you this weekend, and yeah, I'm really getting it Really getting it cut, see?
Hey,
Cool.
so
I have
if you
a
bring any
question for
merch,
you.
I'll do an exchange with you there, Jim.
Oh boy, a little late for merch.
Do you want me to
yeah.
stay here?
Well, I
I
may
have a
just give you
question.
something.
We'll see what I
I have a question
got.
for you, Jim.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Question is, did you ever get that bending sorted out on that printer?
I have not gone back to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that finished. I had to film another one. Trying to think here. No, I got that finished. I unboxed another one that's coming out in August, and then I just haven't had time yet to play with it again. But I appreciate all that help. All those suggestions are great.
Not a problem. Well, if you need it, let me know. That splashing, they sent me 2 files today. I might forward them on to you.
Okay.
They said that splashing you're getting up on the cover is created by their firmware. And they said there's a tweet that they want you to run a piece of code to test something. And if it does what they expect, then okay. If not, use a second piece of code to fix it.
Yeah, and let me know. Seed Maker is that printer, right? So
Yeah.
they I wasn't going to release my video until next week. They're going live on the 30th, I think.
They changed it
And-
because it was supposed to be the 17th.
Yeah, they changed it, and then they're blowing me up now, saying why isn't it up? And I'm like, well, there's nothing to link you to. What do you want me to do? Link them to the air?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to post it tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, they have a website and stuff now, and they have Facebook groups and stuff as well. So, 'cause
Oh,
I was
good.
telling them about that. They didn't have that before.
Yeah, I'll jump on that. I'll jump on that before I post, and then make sure they're linked there. Then, so cool,
Yeah.
man. But
All right.
hey, everybody, Mike, nice to see you. I don't remember who else is on. Let's see. I can't really see my.
You don't know Matt German is the very top. Matt is
Yeah.
he's
Hey.
what we call the Lithuanian king.
Nice. And Tripod, you're coming down, right?
Yeah, the wife convinced me to go all 3 days. So
Nice.
Oh, darn.
Yeah,
Twisted your
I'll
arm.
be in about 3, and then we have a dinner planned. And then on Friday night, I'll be there pretty much all day on Saturday, and then we'll come in Sunday for a while, and I'll probably leave early afternoon to go home.
yeah, that's what we're doing. We're bugging out like noon, not early afternoon, because it's a
Something like that,
because
yeah.
I got work on Monday, so it is
Right.
what it is.
And so I got to get going so she can finish this. But real quick, if you are going and you have not had Amish crack, you need to look that up and get it while you get down there.
Amish crack.
Okay.
We'll look it up.
I promise you, if you search Amish crack, you'll look at it and go, holy moly. I'm just going to leave you with that. But I got to
No.
get flying to finish this up and then go inside to eat. But
No,
hey, have a
Aaron.
great one, guys.
All right.
He is,
Thanks for jumping in. Take care, man.
We'll see you. We'll see you soon, and hopefully, Astro, I'll jump on another stream hopefully soon when I get some time, and we'll actually be able to talk, and I can see people then maybe.
Sure, you're always welcome. Thanks,
Nice
man.
All right,
to meet
guys.
you.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Ciao.
See you, everybody.
Karen, I don't say this often to you because you're right a lot, but you're wrong. She is actually going with me.
Yeah.
So, so she just wanted a long weekend away from the house. So
Yeah, and you'll have the evenings to yourselves anyway and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice, even though you'll be busy during the day, in the evenings you can go and do stuff, you know.
but anyways, yeah, so I have the live stream. I actually have a test stream with them at 8:30 tonight.
Who is it
with? Kaiwu.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that printer that they're doing the giveaway is like a $500 printer.
Is it Tina?
No. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm just dealing with their marketing people.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
And so I already got the thing on the channel on the to put your name in the wheel, so
I better get out there and put my name in the wheel. I don't have a Kaiwu printer.
so
put
now
mine on
now Karen's right. There we go.
Because
Because I'm pretty sure she's gonna get bored there a little bit, and then like I'm bringing a 3D scanner, so the
which scanner are you bringing?
Soul Dimension.
I haven't
3D
used those.
scanner.
Are they good?
It's good, but it's only a demo unit, and I'll be after I'm done with it. I was gonna make a video on it, but it's not the type of scanner. The deal was to do a promo video for them, but I'm not going to make a video on something I can't endorse. So it's got its niche with certain things, but I wanted to scan a part I wanted to do like a repair video. Okay. So I had a part that broke off of our snow thrower.
Yeah.
So it has to be white or, lighter color. So I glued this end on, and I said, okay, I'm going to scan this. It's a laser scanner, and I'm going to reproduce it and print it. It cannot do through hole. Done. And then I was like, okay, no big deal, right? Let's find something else. So I said, okay, let's do something a little more simple. So I said, okay, I got this mug from someone gave it to me from work. It's a one of a kind. So I said, okay, let me just scan it. Okay, it scanned it, but it couldn't. Oh, sorry. I'm like, what is that? Beeping. That's the battery is charged for that I'm bringing the egg bot with too.
Oh, nice.
So I said, okay, I got to take this. I scanned it, and it looked great. Even the lettering kind of like embossed on it. And I said, oh, that's awesome. So I put it into a Fusion 360, and I said, okay, I want to modify it. Well, yeah, I convert to STL to a mesh.
Yes.
And this had 740,000 facets.
Because of the lettering and the embossing and stuff.
Yeah, everything.
That's what happens with any kind of scanning software.
Yeah, so I had to knock that down to 10,000, and by that time it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah,
it looked like it didn't even. It looked like something that the Flintstones would have used. Okay, they said that they might send me some promo stuff. I just want something that someone can mess with.
Well, that limitation is actually on Fusion free.
Yes.
But if you go with the paid version of Fusion, I believe that
I have not seen anyone be able to reduce to everything that I've watched and I've learned about it, that the facets have to come down on a STL.
You might be able to do something better if you were inside Blender, or if you open.
I tried Blender too.
Did you open the file in Microsoft 3D Builder and clean it up a little bit there?
I could try it, but it's like it's only a demo unit, and I already have over 80 hours into it, and I'm
3D Builder is excellent if you want to simplify models.
Yeah.
Yeah, but damn it, do Jesse. Yeah, there's a limit to. I have a full-time job. It's not YouTube isn't my life. It's having close to 100 hours into a product that I'm not going to be able to keep. It's just not worth it to me. I said, you know what? I just want something a little bit different, unique to bring. I can bring the droid. I can bring the scanner. Maybe, she said that the person I'm dealing with the marketing, she's like, oh, people do jewelries and figurines. I'm like, I'm not into that. I said I wanted to make this video a certain way, and I can't do it, and the product won't allow me to do it.
You want to show practical application of it beyond.
Yeah, and that's where I got plenty of gadgets and stuff, but it's like a everyday use that someone can use it for and do some other things, right? And since it can't pick up black, so I'm like, oh, wife has a figurine on her dresser. I was going to use something like that. No, didn't work out because Mickey Mouse had black ears, and I'm not going to put some because you could put some talcum powder and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get all that off, she would come after me. So it's a cool gadget, but $700. And I emailed them. I asked them for their return address today because it's like after I bring it, it has a niche for other people, for figurines and stuff. Clay models.
I think it'd be good for larger objects too, but the problem is because it's laser, it's super fine detail, and that's why you're getting too many polygons.
So they give you this duck to scan, and it's like the most ideal surface thing to do. And I created a replica of it perfectly. I mean, it did everything, and the eyes.
I have one of those somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's the Big Tree. It's not the Big Tree Tech duck.
I know,
but yeah. And my dog.
I have another one coming in, by the way, on the Big Tree Tech chat the other day, and it's the live stream they did the other day. I won the octopus board.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a whole stack of boards for when I do my giveaway because I just don't have a use for them. I did, and my dog just knocked over everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to use the Octopus board because I'm probably going to put it in my in one of my IDEX printers because it's got 8 stepper drivers.
Yeah. I'm not upgrading any of the other printers I have. The Enderfy Plus I did, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's that kind of burnt me out. That was a really long video, very detailed, and now I just basically use the printers as they ship. Otherwise, if it's a bolt-on part, I really don't do that many printer upgrades anymore. So, if it's very detailed, I'm not no Chris Riley or anything, so I don't pretend to be. So it's my channel is just it's a broad spectrum of things. So
I know, yeah. You cover a lot in your channel. It's not just printing; it's a lot more.
No, and it was very bummed that I could not get the drone out all week because of the weather here. Yeah, we had tornadoes touch down not far from our house.
Really, we've had a bit of wind, but we've had no tornadoes in where I'm in my area anyway. But we had some heavy thunderstorms and some wind after the thunderstorms, which was yesterday. But today it's calmed down, but it's much cooler. And you're just on the other side of the pond from us, right? You're on the other side of Michigan. So.
Yeah, we're about 40 miles northwest of Chicago.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm surprised that you got that many twisters over there, but I suppose the season is starting.
It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
We heard the tornado siren going off. First, my phone alarm went off for it, and then there's a tornado siren literally just a quarter mile from our house, and it started going off. So we all went to the crawl space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a basement, so that's where I am right now. So my basement is our shelter, but yeah, but it's I've never had a tornado warning in my area go off. They test it every weekend, but I've never had an actual warning going off.
Yeah, it was. It went through. Was it Naperville, Maddie? Yeah, I think it was Naperville. It went through.
Okay.
It didn't destroy that many houses, but it was a pretty big vortex that touched down. So
yeah, I've had one about 50 miles west of me go on, and it took out something like 8 or 10 houses in one sub.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't get any tornadoes really in Connecticut, but I'm close enough to one of the nuclear power plants that they test those things once a month.
Right.
So that's how you got the extra hair.
So,
yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
I was kind of hoping if I'm close to one, I could grow a leg back.
Maybe it'll grow the wrong part of your body, or maybe it'll grow the back of your head or something.
Hey. And then Carl says hi. Carl Fenton.
Yeah, I brought it up on screen. You're missing the screen, so we pop up the chat. But,
well, I may pop back in. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. So, so I'll troll in the chats. So,
all right, man. Take care.
Later, everyone.
Let's see. You don't want to see what's growing on his back. You're starting early, Kieran. You're starting early. Wait now, Kieran never stops. I forgot. So, guys, again, if anyone wants to come in and join the conversation, the link is at the top of your YouTube chat. It's a pinned link. Make sure you mute your YouTube before you click on the link so we don't get audio feedback when you come in. But everybody's welcome to come in and join the conversation. I can have up to 6 people in here. So please feel free. I know Jerry is leaving in a small while because I think it's in about 45 minutes, Jerry. You have your stream. He's got an interview stream that's going on. So
yeah, mostly I'll tell you what, mostly the reason why I popped on tonight is because I'm trying to identify and possibly find somebody who has an exhibitor ticket for Murph who's not going to make it.
Okay. I don't know anybody who's not going. You could try to reach out to some of the guys who might be going and ask would they share with you.
Yeah, I think I got somebody who'd be willing to do that, but I'm just I posted up on the Facebook page to see if there was anything, because once Earth got the Earth got canceled, this is probably going to be the only thing that is going on this year. So
yeah,
kind of sad.
Let's see who he's. Jerry's got it. I want to find out who Jerry is. Did he post to answer? Hey kid, how are you? I'm trying to look back at the chat. Jerry posted earlier on that who he was interviewing in a while. I'm trying to look back in the chat. I can't remember the name. If anybody remembers the name, please post it. I know he's got an interview that's going on shortly. If Jerry's not answering, chances are he's already out there. He's already bombed out for that interview. I'm just trying to find his posting that he put up earlier on.
Who's doing the interview? Who's
Jerry? 3D printing and painting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said.
I heard that he's going to be doing something on his channel soon.
On the 3rd, he is doing a giveaway on the 3rd, which you know about because you're involved. And we already did announce it. We'll announce it a few more times. Okay, so it's Modbot is what he's doing, is it? Yeah, it's Modbot is what he's doing.
That sounds like a thing for screening messages.
No, I don't believe so. But he's interviewing Modbot. I think they do a lot of modification, printer mods. But here's DB Dan. Hey, troublemaker.
Hey,
guys.
Hey.
I was trying to jump in before Tripod left, but I missed him. That's okay.
You're going to Murph, right?
Yeah.
Who are you sharing table with somebody?
No, I've got 2 tables, and I already I told Mike earlier. I was like, if I hadn't promised the other table to a million other people, I said I've got an extra table. If people want to come and throw stuff on it, feel free to. And a bunch of people are like, yeah. So I don't know what all's going to wind up on that table. Otherwise, I was like, Mike can come and put stuff on the table if he can't find a space elsewhere. It's not a big deal. It's just I don't know how much space is going to be on the tables. What's up, Jesse?
Local maker MI.
Yep.
I got to figure out how to get a hold of him. Looks like.
If you want to give out, if you want to publicly give out your email or contact information,
either that or local maker. You got me on Twitter, so just throw me I think you got me on Twitter, right? Sergio. Hi, Sergio. I believe local maker's following me on the Twitters. Give me a second. If he is, I will join you 2 together in a message, and then you guys can chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment while I go double check that. I'm sure we are.
Do I have a table?
If you signed up as an exhibitor, I think you got a table or a portion of a table or something.
A table or 2, depending on what you're doing. Yeah.
They didn't have sponsors.
Mike, there's his email.
Holy cow. Okay, let me grab that.
Okay, well, I was just joining you 2 together.
It's there at the bottom of the chat. You can see it at the bottom of the chat.
Yeah, I got you. I got it.
Okay. Well, never mind.
So
that's bold. I don't throw my email into these kind of chat things.
Well, it's fair. I've only ever got trolled on here once. And
you got it nice.
Hear that.
You got it now. He can retract it, and then for later viewing, if anybody watches, it won't be there. So if he's truly worried, just look. Just.
Do you have it?
I was pretty sure. By the way, hi Matt. How you doing, good
Hey,
sir?
how are you?
Matt's been all
I'm
quiet
good,
and secretive up there in the corner.
Yeah.
What is the thing
lamp.
you were playing with? Is that a giant weird vacuum thing? What is that?
It's a light arc.
Oh.
See? I made one behind me. I don't know if you can see it.
From MD. I don't know if there is. They'll chime in. I'm nobody. Nobody's nobody.
I'm going from Illinois and driving. Tripod and I were originally going to ride together, and because I thought it was only an hour drive to get to his house. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, it's a 2-hour drive to Tripod from me. So that would be 2 hours up, and then the 2.5 to 3 hours over. That's 5 hours one way, and then you figure that's 5 hours to come back, and it's only 3 hours for us to go from here to there. So, and my sister was like, yeah, you can take the extra car because she's got, her husband has a big lifted truck, and then she's got like an Acadia, and then she's got a Ford Fusion, and she's like, you can take the car, because I was like, cool.
So what are you like? What are you setting up on your table?
What am I setting up on my table?
Yeah. The printer.
The cube that everybody wants to see. And I've been trying like all hell. Anybody who was paying attention to Creality today knows that I was pushing Creality to like overnight me a 7, or to send it to, I would give them my hotel information, have them ship it to the hotel. No. And then Friday when I got there, I would walk in the door and be like, gimme. Don't tell me it didn't show up. I got the tracking. I know it's here. Give me. And then I would take that and go straight the hell over to the event and set it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were like, no, that ain't happening.
Someone's got audio feedback.
Who said true? I'm a true.
So,
yes, Karen.
Your big cube. Yeah, well, I they only have a handful of them available right now, and overnighting won't happen. Even if they overnight it, it'll take 3 or 4 days, because the fastest they'll ship it, you'll have to deal with U.S. Customs when it gets off the other side.
Hey, you want to know how we can get it overnighted and get it here tomorrow? If Joel sends me his busted one, and then we try to fix it at Murph and make it an event to like get it up and running.
Yeah, will he do that?
I doubt it.
His bed was damaged, though, is what happened to his. They actually damaged his bed in shipping.
Yeah, and that sadly isn't something that we can necessarily, I mean, I'm sure we could figure something out. I'm sure there's some sort of a part that's very similar that we could make work.
You can take the bed off. I think the bed is warped. Take the bed off, put it on something flat and smack it with a rubber mallet and flatten it out.
Just bring it back.
XY.
Yeah, it's a Core XY with
3 pillars.
Yeah, it's the Core XY with 3 pillars, and the bed is connected to the back and drops down on the.
I don't like that cantilever design. There's an issue with those because it's historically the old Enders and so on. They always had an issue where when you had a big print area, it would put weight on it, and you had to put mods to hold up the front of the bed. And that cantilever design is a bad idea. That's why I didn't go with that with the other those Enders, the Ender 5. I went with a 5 Plus because it had a dual Z rods, and that fixed that issue.
It's safe to do the cantilever design as long as you have an extremely rigid set of things in the back.
It's not only that, no. Your overall support system needs to be wedged at an angle from the front right to the back and mounted, so that way then any strain on the front would actually be held. And they
if it's a solid piece of metal and you have, a tall enough vertical piece that's interfacing with the rail in the back, you'll be safe.
Yeah, but you need to have that angle support because we all know a triangle is strength, right? So you need to have an angle support to the back to support that weight.
Or just really beef it up. 3/8 inch thick material will make a perfectly stable bed all the time.
Well, I'm telling you, you'll get flex in it. That's why I went with the 5 Plus, because the dual Z eliminates that problem. So it's my preferred. And I know Tripod agrees with me. He doesn't like them.
I've never been a fan of cantilever. When I saw the Ender 5, I was like, nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy one. I got the 5 Plus instead,
when I kept on seeing people 3D printing brackets to hold up that bed, I'm like, all you are is, again, fixing a manufacturer's problem.
Yes, and it's a bad design, the cantilever, unless the underside support is beefy enough. I mean, very beefy. It's a bad idea. A dual Z is the way to fix it. The reality is it would be cheaper to just put 2 rods.
Yeah, so I just checked my ticket, Dan. I do have a table, it says. So
good, because like I said, I just know that there's a bunch of people that were planning on, I know I have 2 because I got one for me and the wife, because originally my understanding was 1 person per table, and then it was like, no,
Thomas, how are you?
You can have one household per table, or like one
Yeah.
group of employee. Like it was one group of living together individuals, or individuals who didn't mind being close.
What about
So I was like, well,
gang? Like, can you have a gang table?
Yeah, so
that's
this is coming tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah. I'll be
Yours
on
is
that
better
one.
than mine. No, I'm just kidding. I like mine. better.
Tripod. I'm giving you forewarning. I'll be putting my name in for the printer. Just so you know, I'm putting my name in for that printer.
Oh, so if I hit you, I just spin again?
You send it to me.
know.
I was gonna say that since I am going there, and like I'm going there with a certain amount of things, and I'll be coming home with more things because people that were like, "Hey, I have something for you." This is that opportunity for them to not have to pay shipping,
Oh,
and then
well,
just
the
give
thing
it to
is,
me.
Dan, to get that computer, you were supposed to ride with us.
Dude, it's 4 more hours on the trip if we go that route. Like, if
Dude,
I
no,
go up to you,
I'm like, why are you even making? He's there texting. I'm like, it is out of your way to go over here.
It wouldn't have been so bad if it would have been an hour, like right around the hour mark. That's not terrible. We don't have to get up at 5 a.m. to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was an hour, we'd get up at 6. We'd be on the road by 6:30. We'd be to you by 7:30. Load up the truck and on the road by 8:30. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be so bad.
Jesse,
But-
I see your point on what you're saying there, but I don't think that's that much of that's so much of the issue. I
It
think
sucks
the
for
biggest
leveling.
issue is the cantilever.
As soon as Joel was putting that together and he said it doesn't have auto leveling, I'm like, that's going to be a pain to do the manual level. And it was.
You need
Especially-
auto leveling. Yeah.
No, I mean, doesn't have a manual power supply.
No.
$700 printer. It doesn't have auto leveling. I saw that, Liam, that you were like saying to all the direct drive people, why doesn't it have it? Well, it's a high speed printer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they just could not get.
They don't understand the concepts of inertia.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people on those who are asking for direct drive don't understand the mechanics involved in building a machine like that.
Yeah,
That's what it boils down to.
You get two options with a when you're building a Core XY system. You have two options when it comes to going direct drive or not. If you go direct drive, you're not going to have the speed that you would get out of it because you're going to have too much weight, too much mass to move. If you go with a Bowden setup, you can get the speed, but you're not going to have the ability to print certain filaments or certain materials because I should say you're not going to be able to. It's going to be more trial and error, and you're going to have to slow it down even more because you have a much longer Bowden tube than you would have with like a standard Cartesian in most cases.
They made another big mistake with that machine. Other than the cantilever design, the other big mistake they made is they made the bed too small. What in the name of, I don't know, were they thinking making a Core XY super fast printer, right, with a bed big enough to fit in your pocket? How stupid an idea is that? I'm sorry.
How big is the bed?
It's
220,
250 by 250 by 300.
Or is it okay?
It's a tiny bed.
That's not so bad.
That's small.
It's not humongous.
My smallest printer is my Sova SVO1. That's my small printer. No, I'm wrong. It's the Focus Odin 5 is my smallest printer right now. But besides that, I like 300 and above. Anything smaller than 300 is a waste of time for me for the stuff I print. I want a 400 or 500 bed and that way then your speed will really be used because it'll print large objects really fast. That's why you want that speed printing.
Sounds like you need a belt printer.
I think I'm gonna make Dan walk around in tripod gear all weekend.
I'll be honest with you. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it's a good thing my wife is going because at some point, when she and I are trapped in a vehicle together for a long period of time, and then we're sitting in an event together for a long period of time,
our wives can go out and do something.
That's what I was gonna say. The wives can get annoyed and walk away from us and be like, I'm tired of hearing this. And then when they come back, we can be like, hey, be right back, gotta use the bathroom, and we'll all have to go to the bathroom at the same time, and then we'll all just leave them at the table and go walk around for like an hour.
I think you'll have plenty of folks who will be willing to kind of sit at your booth
yeah.
Watch the stuff.
I'm pretty sure that if I were to sit there and say, like right now, I know, Jesse, I believe you said you were coming up for a day. So when you come up, worst case scenario, if I look like my teeth are floating, you can be like, hey, dude,
here's a bottle.
People are honest also there, because I left out a computer case, a printer, and just hanging out. Stuff didn't disappear. It doesn't.
Oh, there's too many people watching too. So
yeah, there's a lot of eyes. Would you be amazed?
And cameras.
At those events, when they get really busy, you'd be amazed how many people don't even pay attention to what's going on. Like, I've done really big conferences where you'd have thousands of people at the event, and stuff walks all the time because people don't pay attention to what others are doing.
Oh,
You
so
got one-type minds.
so Chris is, I think, you said that you got the 2 tables, right, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chris was going to sit at one.
Yeah, Chris said he was going to come. Well, I know that like Chris and Vinny or Vince, I know those 2 guys said that they were coming and they were going to, I said, bring some stuff, throw it on the table. You guys come hang out, do what you want to do. So I know those guys will.
They
So-
can.
Hey,
Hey, since Tim is on a stream, you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Hey,
I got to do
This is the
something
guy
while
that
Tim
makes this
is-
awesome
Tim's
stuff.
on a stream.
Look at that. That looks good.
Oh my God, it is amazing. Oh, hey, wait, do you have the shirt? So I'll show you this. I
look
would
at
know
that
that you.
banner.
Yeah, I got some shitty company that did mine.
I'm 6'2". I can barely do it.
Yeah, I got a 5-foot banner coming.
all right, guys, I'm gonna pop up for a little while. I'm gonna be
Okay,
back.
Matt.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye, Matt. Bye, Matt.
also, I just got an email and I got to go and give somebody a call.
Oh,
What?
I'll be back.
We showered. It's okay. We know Tim
I
showered.
showered. I'm really good, honest.
I am going to have to work on
Hey, Tim.
something like that myself. However,
Oh, nice.
And then-
Awesome.
I do need
Okay.
to get a Viking shirt in the next like 24 hours. So if anybody has a Viking shirt
Yes,
that's
Chris,
a
I do.
2X, bring it or mail it to me, or I'll tell you what
Oh,
hotel I'm staying in.
yeah. So yeah, my daughter. Are you allowed to swear on here, Liam?
Go on.
I'm asking because she
You
said
can.
I'm
It's
going.
okay.
She said verbatim to Tim, "I'm going to order a bunch of shit from you."
Oh, okay.
That's not swearing.
Cool.
Okay.
That's not swearing.
He's referring to he
Chris.
considers swear words to be words that start with F.
Well, she usually orders stuff off of Etsy because for her website, and because all that equipment's very expensive. But the stuff she gets from Etsy is not nearly the quality that you produce. She's
Oh, cool.
she's like drooling. I think there's a puddle over here. So
So you
Yeah,
must
I
might
mean,
be
it's,
ordering regularly from you now instead, Tim.
yeah, I mean it's some quality stuff, man. Real good.
So is there anybody in this group that does T-shirts that can get me a T-shirt in like a day,
In a day.
or
Wow.
or have it with them on Friday? Let's put it that way. It's a real simple shirt.
Okay,
All I
so-
need is a black shirt with Vikings logo like in yellow on the front. That's all
Well,
I need.
it depends on the color, right? So Maddie could make a sublimation, but it cannot be on black. It has to be on a
Okay.
white shirt.
Okay.
So that's because of what it
Because
is.
hers is a printed hers are printed shirts, right? They're not like
Yeah. Well,
like
yeah,
they're
that's
not
what
like
these what that DeWitt did are
Yeah.
heat transfers.
It's
orange, not yellow. I'm
Like
sorry,
that.
orange. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's orange. I
Dan
know.
is colorblind now. We all know this now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she
So
could
I
do
need-
it, Dan.
I do need the Viking logo on a 2X T-shirt, and I need it in orange. And if that be the case, I will send cash home with you, sir, if she can make that happen. A 2X white T-shirt. I need that for Friday.
You need to
because
send us.
Saturday-
You need to send me the design.
Viking, please send Tripod your logo.
Look
So
at how
that
he
we can-
delegates.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's Vikings
pure
logo.
management.
He's
You can
got
tell.
it.
I know it has to
I
come
mean-
from Viking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
Vikings
orange will
logo.
work on
He's
white.
got it. So
No.
Viking, please send it, and then I'll have like your logo real big on like
It
2X
it
white
could only
sheet.
be the size of a
Well-
sheet of paper.
Okay, that's fine. That's still 8x10
Yeah.
or 8.5 by 11. So
It's on
Yeah.
its way.
still big
Okay.
enough. That is
Okay.
still
Just
big
send
enough.
it to me. Hopefully it's in a PDF or vector or something that it is scalable. It needs to
And
be
then just-
scalable.
Then just tell your daughter to let me know what I owe, and I'll just send.
It'd be
cash
like
over.
$600 or
Well,
something.
you can always convert to an SVG. You can always convert any image to SVG. So
But yeah, so I'll need that for Friday because Friday is the Viking shirt, and then Saturday and Sunday is my printed solid shirts. I'm sorry, Viking, but Mr. Randolph, after the last stream I was on, earned the right to be like right here for 2 days. So, plus I already ordered 2 shirts, one for Friday or for Saturday, one for Sunday.
Matt needs to come up with a design. I came up with my one, but I'm kind of sick of it. I
Yours
might
is
change it
easy.
again.
All you got to do is have a printer with a rocket coming off of it or off the printer. Have it printing a rocket.
That might work.
And then have a background. If you want to be crazy with it, have it be like a galaxy background, like just like a lot of stars, in the background, kind of like looking at the sky at night, kind of like the pictures behind your head. So like the picture behind your head is the background with a 3D printer in front of it.
That would
with a
be
rocket.
all those colors. You mean this one or this one?
Either one. Take either one of those and use that as kind of like a background photo with a 3D printer in front of it and a rocket.
Maybe I'll get you to design my T-shirt for me because you're my logo.
I'm not good with design. I'm good with ideas. Somebody else would have to design. I'm not good with the actual like making it happen. I'm sorry. I suck at that.
That'd be
He already has Daniel
that's
from
something that
Modbot
would
as a
work.
guest on. Yes. Hey, actually, you want to know who's got somebody who's really good with creative stuff? This guy over here.
Tim, I know.
He's got a very creative wife. She does awesome stuff. So again, if people need things done, contact him. Between him and his wife, they'll make things happen.
Sorry,
Look at all that space.
I'm working. Actually, what's going on? I'm just working
Well,
while I.
she has a 3X in stock,
Well,
but
I can
unfortunately it
rock
won't be the gray won't look good with the orange. So
gray and orange, probably not. Yeah, you're right. So if you do white, that's fine. I'll do the 3X. It's fine. I'm a big guy. I
okay,
might
do a
swim in it
3X.
a little bit, but I'll have the only actual like Viking shirt that's his
The
logo.
3X will survive a washing, shrink a little bit, and still
Yeah,
fit him.
so the 3X will do.
Yeah, if gray doesn't work, then yeah. I'll do
Yeah,
white.
it would. Gray would only be good like with a solid black or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell her that's fine.
Yeah,
And
unless
Viking will-
we got it from Tim. Tim is giving us a tour.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm just I'm going to work while we chat because I'm setting up the new studio and I've done a ton of work moving around. And even if you look, that is a dedicated space. Whoops, come on. I don't know if you can see right there.
Yep.
That is a dedicated space for the rat rig.
But you're going to get it up off the ground, right? You're going to have it on the table.
It's going to be 28 inches off the ground.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't want that on the ground because it'll suck up all the dirt, all the dust on the ground.
That's basically the workbench that I'm going to have. It's 12 feet long in total, and then the backdrop, but I've got to get the computer off the desk. I still have a lot of management, wire and cable management to do. So, yeah.
I like the drop that you put in between the spots over there. The
The
color,
drop.
the colored background you have, the green.
Oh, you like that? Oh, okay.
Hey, Built Overbot. Just go to maddiescraftcorner.com and just shoot her an email. Well, no, this is a different request. Yeah, because she doesn't even put all the products that she does on there. So Maddie's MADDIES craftcorner.com.
Yeah, and you can tell her that I'd rather give you cash to give to her because then Uncle Sam don't need to know about it. But I didn't say that on screen, so nobody listened to
heard
that.
it.
For those who want that link, if you ever need any stuff done, There's a link there. I just posted in the chat.
Thank you. That's true.
Of course. We promote each other, right? That's what we do. So I've seen some of the stuff that you've shown us over the time, and it looked really good. And I see she has a special link there for Tripod's Garage.
Yeah, she's getting ready for the photo stuff. Oh, space shuttle.
Found it behind one of my counters here.
Nice.
Oh,
I have a super high definition STL of the shuttle and all the components, and I even have the overlay images to lay it on. So if you 3D printed it and you printed out decals, you could lay them over and it would look like the original thing, even to the point that it shows like the partly charred areas and all this kind of stuff. It looks like you're almost real. It's kind of cool. So,
yes.
So you're doing a big setup, and everybody's going to be gone the weekend. And are you going to Murph, Tim?
no, I wish. Next year, though.
Yeah, I plan to be there next year.
I was thinking of it this year, but then with the border restrictions, I didn't want to drive and get there or fly and get there, and they go, no, it's not essential travel.
Or worse, you get into the States and then Canada says, we don't want you back.
Yeah, well, I have no problem. I'm double vaccinated.
Well, I'm sure they're planning that anyway. When he leaves, they don't want him back in there.
Yeah, they're like, don't you dare come back. Actually, as soon as he rolls across the border, they're like, we got him.
Quick, lock it down. He's gone.
Exactly. Lockdown number 4. He's out of the country.
I know they do that to me. If I ever left the country, they'd lock down the borders and keep me out.
Okay, some snippers to snip my cable. I'm getting my.
Sort of for the first time.
I'm only on as long as I have my cable provider coming up.
I gotta go this time.
All right.
Oh, you going?
Yep. So
Something I said?
No, he has prepped you for Murph.
we all know you showered, Tim. It's all good.
Okay,
So
good.
this is my second time coming on. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
so I got a test stream
Hey,
with
Spawn, how are you?
coming up.
Perfect.
So I got to test mics and everything, and then ask them how they want everything set up. So
Cool.
Oh yeah. Always do a pre prep. Yeah.
so
Yep.
You have fun.
so I was still troll because I had to keep up with Karen.
Mhm.
All right, later.
Take care, man.
I
So
agree with
yeah,
Gary.
there's no fest in Canada for that, is there?
No, that's why we got to do a CRFF, which is Canadian Rip Rap Festival. Or I called it before a what did I call it before? A NERF, Northern Rip Rap Festival.
Yeah.
A NERF.
Nerf.
You just need to be careful in how you spell that because you'll get slapped with copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. So anybody else wants to come in and chat? The link is in the top of chat. It's a pinned link. You can come in, click on the link. Just mute your YouTube before you come in so we don't get audio feedback.
They'll hear you, but you just won't be in it.
No, because I'm
You should
crazy.
tell her to get her butt on stream. She can hear me. I know you can. Get over here. Come on.
Fine to me. She looks like Olivia Newton-John.
Quit doing the same thing my wife does. She's always like,
Xanadu.
no, you're on YouTube. I don't want to be on YouTube.
Come on.
Yeah,
We've
just
seen
hang out.
we've seen Jim getting his hair cut. So if we're gonna see someone getting their hair cut, come on.
I have to turn the camera real quick.
No.
Hey, you know what? I have actually gotten my wife to come on to YouTube streams. It's
You
very
have?
rare. And actually, she didn't even come on my channel when I was streaming.
She came on to a hangout with. She did. She came out to hang out before.
Yeah, but she I think she actually spent time. I was on your stream though, Liam, right?
It was.
came
Yeah,
on-
she came in and she said hi and she chatted.
Yeah, exactly. See, so she wanted to come on my stream. Oh, look at the puppy.
Here, come get him.
No. Put him down.
Come get the puppy. You can't have the puppy.
I have a puppy at home. Big
Come
puppy.
give me a hug.
No. This is crazy. When are you fixing this?
I told you it's cluttered. I'm now decluttering.
Oh my god.
She loves my color scheme too. Just
No,
so
I
you know.
hate it. It's awful. It's terrible.
Hey, I did want to say that I'm going to attempt to try. I'm going to attempt to stream the trip out since the missus will be with me. Like fire up the laptop and maybe shove the webcam, wedge it up in the corner on the dashboard so I can talk to you guys while I ride. Because I'm sure at some point my wife is going to be sleeping. So it'll just be me for probably 2.5
You
of
better
the
do it when
hours.
she's sleeping. She will kill you.
Yeah.
You better do it when
But
she's
if
sleeping.
you're going to do it now, okay, since she's not on here listening to this stream, right?
Mhm.
When you're driving and she's asleep, turn the camera around and get her on cam sleeping.
Yeah.
That will
Don't
you
do
guys
that.
will witness. You guys will witness my
Don't do
death, and probably hers, because she won't even think about the fact that we're in the car, and she'll just take me out and then forget, and the car will, no.
Oh my god.
No. I will. However, like I said, I'm gonna try and at least stream the trip. But if I can't, we're gonna I know myself and I know Zach.
Incorrect, but
And-
overbought.
There's gonna be a bunch of us.
Incorrect.
That's funny.
Incorrect.
But I agree. I think if I get my wife on my streams more, I'll get more subscribers.
No.
Yes,
Just
Yes,
you know.
yes, I agree.
yes. It is amazing what a female presence will do to a stream, especially when the stream is.
It is
mostly-
amazing what a female president does. That's why we invite Dan.
Yeah.
I'm the bearded lady. Okay. No.
You can take a good roasting, so it doesn't matter.
If you can't take a good roasting, you shouldn't be live online.
And if you can't take one, you should never ever give it.
You need thick skin to put your face out there.
Yeah, especially my face.
Keep telling my wife, I'm like, this obviously isn't the moneymaker. I've been streaming for over a year between YouTube and now Twitch, and I still haven't broke even.
I haven't looked at Twitch. I haven't looked into that.
Like honestly, with Twitch, I'll okay. To kind of go back to why I stream to Twitch. When I stream to Twitch, it's mostly just myself. And it's just like where I would do a shoot the shit, but I'm by myself. Pardon my mouth, Liam, but that's, I call mine the STS.
I know, yeah. I know the STS, yeah.
So when I'm doing these over here, when I'm doing those over here with everybody, those are fun. But when I'm over there, it's just me by myself. You know what I mean? And it's my place to go and talk and hang out and just, while I'm just sitting in here working on the printer or whatever, and it's just my time. And I figured I might as well stream it, but I didn't want to stream it to YouTube because it's going to be real fragmented stuff. You know what I mean? Like one day I might be working on the printer. The next day I might just want to sit here and talk. So I might just talk. It has no real place. Like with the STS, it's a different story. We're all going to come together. We're all going to talk. We're going to have a topic. And then with Twitch is easier to get monetized on, to be honest with you. It really is. All it takes is 75 viewers, an average of 3 concurrent viewers. And then you have some little hurdles you got to jump through. But once you do, you get monetized. Monetization, It took me 3 months to get the $100 for the first deposit. And that was because my wife and I, when I finally got monetized, I was like, hey, I'm sitting here, and my wife started going nuts. She's like, what do you mean now that you're monetized? I'm like, well, now people can gift subscriptions to, monthly subscriptions. They can gift it for a month. And she's like, oh, okay, how do you do that? And I showed her. Next thing I know, she gifted 15 subscriptions. I was like, great, cool. Then she went in the house and gifted 16 more. So that first month, it went up real fast because she gifted all those subscriptions. The problem was that was our money that went in, so we actually lost money on that.
Well, yeah, but it's the Kickstart, right? It's basically the Kickstarter.
Exactly.
Process.
And in the end, I currently have 5 people that are subscribers or followers that are actually monthly paid people who come to the streams, they watch and they hang out. And those 5 people, I get what is it? It's I forget how much it is, but whatever it is, I get the dollar amount. So the change, whatever the change is, Twitch keeps that. So things like 50, like $2.50 or $2.49, something like that. And I get the $2, they keep 49 cents.
Nice.
So, but it's paid out at every 100. So when people use I know you've probably heard the expression the bits, people talking about cheering bits. These things. You kind of see them 3D printed floating around.
Yeah. Yeah,
these things here. For every 100 of those, you get $1. So for every time somebody cheers 100 bits, you get $1. And again, at $100, they then pay out to your PayPal. So
yeah, I thought about Twitch, but I haven't really explored it that much.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Somebody's dead.
Almost got.
Come on, Dan, don't give her ideas.
Not funny.
Well, the camera is rolling, so it depends. Do we want to make this a grand spectacle, or do we want to just wait till the camera goes off
Don't
and
you dare.
try and get away with it?
Don't you dare.
She'll hunt you down, you know.
What you need to do, Tim, is walk by the camera accidentally on purpose, bump it.
This will be
Yeah,
your
just
last
accidentally
night,
on purpose,
Joe
pump it.
Animal.
She said it'll be
Hey,
my last
Tim,
live
Tim, don't you
ever.
feel the need to stretch and oops, I hit the camera?
Oh,
Don't do it.
Whoops.
He will die. Don't do it.
Guys, you guys should be on stream more often doing this kind of stuff because like people will pay you.
No.
I would get more subscribers.
Yeah, if
Jerry has 2,500 subscribers because his wife gives him a hard time.
Yeah, it would be amazing. I keep telling my wife. She keeps telling me, she's like, "Are you monetized on YouTube yet? Did you get monetized yet?" And I keep telling her, I'm like, "Not yet. I got to get to 1,000 subscribers." And you know, like for a little while there, I kind of pulled back from YouTube for a little while just to kind of regather my thoughts and get myself back to a good place. And sometimes you got to take a mental vacation from some stuff. And YouTube was one of those things I needed to step away from for a little bit, and I did. And I came back, and I'm happy.
Yeah, well, I wasn't on last week because work was just ridiculous, and Jerry had a stream on Wednesday, but Jerry has another one tonight, and I'm not going to bomb out of mine for that. Oh, okay, people are going to pay for that too, Tim.
Oh, stop it.
For those guys who are out there, like we have 20 people watching right now. Please like, subscribe, and ding that bell. I would like to. I'm almost 400 subscribers. I'd like to get higher, but I'm not a numbers person. But and also look up both Dan and Tim as well because they hold regular streams and they're good guys to hang out with.
DeWitt 3D. Oh, right here. Anyways.
Yeah. No,
These two guys,
for everybody here. Like
these two guys are awesome as well.
And Tim is doing a big refurb of his studio environment right now, but
yes,
and it's going to look really cool when it's done.
Oh, honey.
See, lots of big space. Look at that. I would die to have space like that. Oh, Kieran says, "Don't give up your day job."
No, I won't, Kieran. Don't worry. Promise.
No, that's a nice space. And you've got a big area as well there as well, don't you, Dan?
It's not bad. I mean,
Is that the garage, Dan?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's
I'll
the
show you
garage
mine when I'm
door?
done.
Where's your overhead garage door? Like your one that lifts up where a car would come in?
If you open that door right there, there's about probably 8 feet from there to the garage door. So this is actually it's in the back corner of it's actually in my back corner of my garage. It's a two bay or it's a 2-car garage.
Oh, okay.
The outside back corner that nobody really used. It was just collecting dust.
Oh, okay.
So I took that. I built a couple walls. I insulated the walls, and
so you can still fit a car in there.
Yeah, we can still fit a car. And there's actually 3 motorcycles, and I got 3 motorcycles, a mower. There's a bunch of stuff. I got that giant printer, which if I was taking a pickup truck to Murph, I was thinking I'd bring that Stratasys with, and then just maybe drive away without it and see if somebody takes
Lean it in and walk away.
I bring that thing in and just set it up and be like,
I need you to do something.
I'll just do a thing where it says free, take it with you, or if you feel as though you need to get me something, McDonald's is right down the road. You know, like it's a color menu.
Well, I got space in the basement, but it's shared. Like my son has his game consoles and his computers down there. So I have an area that I have as mine, and then there's my office, which is where I am right now. But when I have there's a big pool table in the way in my where I've set up my printers. So when I get rid of that pool table, well, sorry, what did he say? Like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
Go over there. No, get over there. Get over further. Okay, now go for it.
He's my cheerleader.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
Good man.
Yes.
Hit that like
Good
button and
job.
subscribe.
You heard the kid. Do it. If even one person doesn't hit that like button after he did that, he's gonna cry. So
Yeah.
don't make him cry.
Don't make him cry because I have to deal with it.
Don't be that jerk that makes him cry. Go smash the like button.
I'll be watching whoever does not hit that like button.
After that dance, you can't take you seriously, Tim. I'm sorry.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh,
Now I gotta
Mike,
figure out where to hang my
I'll tell you.
monitors.
That project is taken like way down to the bottom of the barrel there. That one's like way down there.
Mm.
Someday maybe, but if it disappears before then, I won't be heartbroken. Let's put it that way.
yeah. 480,000 kilometers. Wow, that's a lot. Well, if you unlike and like again, it doesn't make a difference. So, but no,
Hey, remember,
but
when hitting the dislike button, you have to hit it a second time to lock it in. That's all I'm saying.
don't say about dislike. Yeah, but so make sure to like, subscribe, and ding that bell, guys, while you're out there. Okay, it helps the channel, helps promote us on YouTube, and helps our ratings. For those who are on right now who weren't on earlier, I do have a live unboxing coming up on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. I'm unboxing the R-Tour Laser Master 2 Pro. So I'll do a live unboxing and setup of that on Saturday morning. It was delivered yesterday. I know one or two others who have got the printer. I got the laser ahead of me, and they have done unboxings of it. So I'm going to do mine because it only came in yesterday. So coming up Saturday morning. For those who are not going to Murph, come hang out with me Saturday morning. Let's see.
Hey, you never know. Maybe we'll stream it at Murph.
If you want to stream it at Murph,
we can have one laptop up streaming you at Murph, and we'll have the other one up streaming us streaming you at Murph.
all we see is windows inside windows inside windows inside windows.
It'll just be streams because you'll bring up like a screen and share like what's going on at Murph. You'll have that like up in the corner just in your screen there. So and then you'll see us showing you at Murph, and then this way you can say, "Look, you made it to Murph." See?
Yeah,
there you go.
I can be virtually present. Correct.
Mm-hmm. So
that can be done as long as you've got good speed internet there. That can be done.
Yeah, I've got a hotspot I'm bringing. Plus, I don't know if I got any data left on my phone, so I'll have to check. I might have to get a data bump.
Let's say, hey, Maker's Corner, how are you? Yeah, I think streaming Murph would be cool. I'd like to see what's going on there and meet everybody. Get to see everyone there. And if I am streaming on Saturday morning, if you want to pipe it out there, if your speed is good enough, feel free. Take care, Matt. Good night. He's in Europe, so it's late for him. It's really late. What time is it? 8:30. It's 1:30 in the morning for him.
I'm kind of looking forward to Greg's little game he's got going there. I want to see how many people recognize me as someone from YouTube and then come up and be like, he's the guy I want to get the picture with and go back to Greg.
Oh, sweet. What laser are you using, Greg?
Greg's got an awesome game going on where he took the project from this month's Alien box. It's an electric die. So you roll it, and depending on what it says, it tells you what you have to do to get candy from Greg. So, one of them is to go find somebody from YouTube and get a picture with them. So I'm wondering how many people are going to recognize me.
Well, you'd be amazed. It'd be good. Actually, it'd be a game if you had a dice with different faces, and see who could name everybody on all 6 sides of the dice. And then they'd get a prize like a sticker or something or something like that if you could name everybody on it.
Call it guess the maker. You have to get 3 out of 5 right or something like that.
Yeah,
and if they do, they get like a piece of candy and just have it randomly bring up a picture, and then just have a screensaver running with everybody's face on it and just be like, okay, we're gonna start now. Who's this one?
Yeah, that'd be a kind of a cool game to see if you know the streamers, especially if you have the not so big popular streamers out there, to see how many people actually know them. That'd be interesting to find out.
that'd be fun.
Like if you had like me, Tim, Jerry, put Jim out there from Edutech because he's one of he's not as big as some of the other guys, but he's very popular. But have at least one popular face out there and have them all laser engraved to see if how many people get them right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what she's getting. They'll eat anything at those events.
It's
they don't
candy.
Care.
Everybody
as long
loves
as they're
candy.
individually wrapped, they don't care.
I'm going to be a smart ass. Like I'm going to walk up to Greg's table and I'm going to roll. And when it says take a picture with a YouTuber, I'm just going to turn around and go, and then I'm myself, here you go. Give me candy.
Oh, Greg, there's a question there for you. From Chris.
I know I'm a big kid at heart, Greg. You got to remember that. You'll say it's for kids, and remember, I'm a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Body. Hey, my when I went to go have my knee looked at, the orthopedic surgeon that looked at my knee, he informed me that I have the knees of a 42-year-old man. So.
And what age are you? 42.
42.
You're much younger than I am.
Yeah, well. Bet your knees don't look like that of a 42-year-old man. You probably got better knees than me. I'm tall and stupid.
I wish I had. Well, I'm not as tall as you. I'm only 5'9". I don't think I have the knees. I probably have the knees of a 51-year-old man, which is what I am. So.
Yeah. See, Viking always picking on me. He's always
somebody has to, you know. Old man. Well, he's not that old. Like a lot of us are older than him. So, like I'm 10 years older than he is.
This is for an upcoming project.
That looks like it's a siphon for a toilet flush.
Meter actuator. This is going on that once I get it up and running. It's baby steps. First things first, let's make this thing print. Once this thing prints and it's been printing, then we're going to modify this to work with something else. And once that's done, then there'll be a YouTube channel dedicated to this thing just doing what it does. And
what do you have? What board do you have in that?
Huh?
What board is in that?
Oh, it's got the SKR Pro 1.2.
Okay.
2209s.
I have an octopus on the way.
Yeah, I was thinking an octopus would be nice, but for what that is, an octopus would be way overkill because I'm not going to do anything super crazy. The craziest thing I may do is with this one anyway. This one's only going to have the dual Z.
All right, good. Hey, old curmudgeon, how are you?
Yeah, Viking and I are very close in age. I've already in my head, I've been talking to like Zach and I and like Auto Drop Mike. We've been talking, and I've got some ideas for the next build because this one I want to just get up and running, and I've learned a lot from this. So like the next build is going to take a page out of like the Hevort, where I'm going to extend a void area on the side here, similar to like what Viking is doing with the Ymir and making a pocket on the side or a void space on the side here, where I'll have room for all the electronics, maybe a roll of filament where I can kind of help control the environment a little bit better for the filament.
You should have if you're going to have the filament in there, and right by the electronics, because the electronics would act as a heating agent to warm the film to keep it dry.
Yeah,
and you just need to put a filter between the two so the heat can pass through, but no dust will get in.
Yeah, it's going to have basically there'll be a panel between the two. All the electronics will mount to the panel. Have that as a space to mount everything to on this side. I'll be able to put the display over here as well, so it's not up front. And then the thought is to also kind of take a page out of the Voron book and do a Core XY that has a adjustable, like where the Core XY, but it moves up and down instead of having the bed drop out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mix of a Voron and a Hevort.
So you're going to do this. You're going to maintain the bed drop rather than rise the X gantry up like they did with the Voron.
It'll rise up. The gantry will rise up like the Voron, but it'll have the kind of the build volume or the design of a Hevort with the empty space on the side here. So the bed will stay down low and stationary because I guess, cat out of the bag here. This is I've been talking with Mr. Auto Drop Mike, and we're looking at a way to make it so that when this bed drops down, it's easier to it'll eject.
Oh, the auto.
So when it's done printing, it'll tell it once print finishes to go all the way to max. I'll have a max end stop switch, so it'll come down, hit the switch, and then that will then initiate the pop off sequence, and then go back.
Nice, very nice.
So, but then for the future build, like I said, this will stay down here, and then I'll look at trying to do something with the kind of like with the Voron, where it'll raise up. The bed will still raise up. It'll be Core XY style.
Jesse, that's a good complaint to have. It won't last, so enjoy it while you can. He says they all think he's a high schooler.
Yes.
But if you can get on the internet connection there, you should be good. But I don't know what speed they have in that hotel, or in that center.
But Greg, were you staying at the same hotel as me, by the way? I don't remember which hotel you said you're staying at. And you can just say yes or no. You don't have to. If you don't want to talk about it right now, that's fine. I just can't remember which one you said you were staying at. So if you were staying at the same one as me, I think you remember which one I'm staying at, and I don't really care. I'll say it because I'm not really worried about a bunch of people like hanging out outside the hotel because they got better things to do. Yeah. So yeah, Greg's staying at the same one. So we're all staying at the same one. So we'll have. I'm sure if the internet is garbage there between hotspots and access points and things like that, I'm sure hopefully we can get lucky and they'll try and group most of us 3D printing folk together. I should actually call the hotel and be like, look, this guy, and myself, we're all staying in your hotel. We're all a part of the same group. Can you get our rooms close together? Because we've heard you have crap internet and we want to stay close and just share each other's hotspots.
Well, you could bridge them. You
didn't just say that out loud.
You could just bridge them all, right?
Yeah.
Put a router between them, bridge them.
Yeah, bring them all together into one system and then just share that signal. Yeah,
Well, it depends. Like the hotels might have good internet, but I'm thinking the center where you're going to be holding the event may not have the best internet.
Yeah,
because everybody would want internet out there.
I know that groups outside the hotel. Yeah. Okay. First off, if that happens, my wife will only let that go for a minute or two. Then she'll see my head getting too big, and then she'll just run outside like waving something at everybody. Get the hell out of here! So I don't see that lasting very long.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe they've opened it up.
No, Jesse, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. They've already said that. They posted it on the Facebook page saying that due to, and this is the part where people got upset and they didn't understand. Like they pardon the expression, but they totally Karen'd on this one. They didn't stop, listen, and think. They just blew up because that's what the people do. What was said by the Murph organizers was, they didn't outright say it, and I know why, because they didn't want to play the game, but they were playing it safe to begin with. Okay, they were like, we only have so many, we're going to play it safe. But as federal, state, and local laws are changing about the whole number of people allowed in a certain
every
place,
10 minutes,
they were able to open it up. And the people got so mad. They were like, "Oh, see how they are? I planned, I couldn't be there." Okay, but they were like, "Oh, I can't be there because they didn't have tickets and I didn't plan for it." My whole thought was this: if you didn't plan to go to the event because they said they had limited tickets and now they're open and you can't go, that is your fault, not their fault, because you should still plan to go to the event. Yeah. Take the time off, make your schedule work, because if things are changing as they have been, and we know we've had over 365 days of dealing with this and seeing things change, and then they open it and then they close it, then they open it, then they close it. So if you, as a grown adult capable of making a decision, did not make the decision to go in hopes that it would open up, that's your fault, not the organizers of Murph's fault, and you're at fault, not them. So to blame them makes you the bad person because you didn't plan accordingly.
Well, Critic says he's got 4 tickets and he's going in his own. So if anyone wants a ticket, he's got 3 available.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're worried about tickets, there you go. But they said on the Facebook page, they said that they were not going to turn away people. Like, the event is still open to any sponsors from last year. Have a table waiting for them this year. You don't pay, you show up, your table is ready. Just let them know you're coming so they can prep accordingly. Anybody who got signed up for an exhibitor ticket, we're in regardless because we signed up for the exhibitor ticket. And anybody who wants to do or was just a general audience or general attendance, if you had a ticket, you're in for sure. If you're not in, if you didn't get a ticket and you show up, they're not going to turn you away. So even if you didn't get a ticket, they're not going to turn you away.
Message there for you, Dan.
Built overbought. Let's just say that something happened and the Karens and Kyles of the world have become very strong, and I don't like it. But that's not a conversation we need to have.
If anyone wants to join in, guys, if you want to come in and join, I can have 3 more on here. So the link's at the top of your YouTube chat. Click on the link and come in and join the conversation. Just mute your YouTube before you do so. And those who are out there who weren't on earlier on or whatever, please like, subscribe, and ding that bell so you get notified when I do future streams. I do have a build coming, a live unboxing and build coming up on Saturday morning for the Orto Laser Master 2 Pro. So if you want to go, if you see that at Saturday morning, I will not be at Murph, so I'll be doing a stream on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. US Eastern.
Yeah, I to the event I am bringing, just so everybody knows, I'm bringing what stickers I have left, and then I printed a bunch of maker coins. So when the stickers run out, I'll give out maker coins, or when the maker coins run out, I'll give out stickers. And when that runs out, you just get to look at this face. And by this face, I mean my lovely wife's face, who will be there, because Lord knows you guys don't hang out with me for her, or for me. You hang out for me for her. That's what I mean to say. Yeah. Nerf for next year, as in
the Canadian one.
The Norwegian Rep Fest.
Well, they're talking about using the Nerf term and maybe setting one up in Canada, because the Northern Rep Fest.
You got to remember, though, that like he's in Norway, so that would be the Norwegian Rep Fest.
Yeah, and but Norway's he can fly to Canada. Same climate.
Curf.
Sorry?
Curf.
I would love an
excuse. Nerf because of the Northern Rep Fest.
Yeah, I told my wife that we need to get a T-shirt made up that actually says CGI wife. Or I'm CGI, because for the people who actually get that reference, it's funny because for a while there, everybody said my wife wasn't real; she was CGI, and then she started.
Dan, I still doubt it. I still don't believe she's real.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was funny because then she started showing up, and then people were like, "Oh, look, it's the CGI wife," and I'm like, "Yep." Yeah. And then she was like, "I'm not CGI," and then
yeah, but you're probing her to say that, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Do you know how hard it is to try and fake a digital image sitting on your lap when you're sitting here? Like to go like this and actually make it look like she's actually here. You know, like it took a lot of practice to get that down.
Yeah, and the fact that you said it takes a lot of practice means you've done it.
We need a WERF, a KERF, or you're saying KERF as in surf.
We should hold it in Michigan.
ERF and a NERF.
We should have Murph, which is the Michigan Rep Fest.
Yeah, I keep saying that we need to do, like, I was joking that if I couldn't make it to Murph this year, that I would do the OMERF, the OMERF, the other Midwest Rep Fest, and I would do like one close to me and have everybody just come here.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's all they don't move it around that often, do they? And that's the problem. They should actually change locations because it'd be more interesting if it was in different locations at different times. You know, if they're doing the Midwest one, like you have it where they're having it this year, and maybe have it in Chicago, and maybe have it in Florida or wherever. Then move it around, you know, instead of
Jamaica
with the one spot always. You should move it up to Canada and go up and hang out with Tim for a while.
Sure. Yes, and it's going to be called the Canadian Rep Rap Festival.
Yeah, Yeah,
so we call it the
Maker Fair still goes on. It's not on this year, I don't believe, but that goes on. That still goes on. The Detroit Maker Fair is good.
Oh no, built over bought. Everybody knows that, or my wife knows that. Everybody thinks that I definitely punched up when it came to my wife. Everybody tells me all the time about how, like, I'm lucky to have her. So trust me, she already knows that everybody thinks that I'm lucky as hell to have her. So
did you see my? Did I show you my my drink droid?
Your green card?
No, my drink. Do you know my drink droid? Did I ever show you my droid that I did?
No. I mean, you might have, but I didn't see it.
1 second.
I saw
I mean,
it.
I don't remember seeing
Nice. Nice.
it. Hey, what I meant by the whole, like, did I ever show you my green card? I thought you were talking about, like, your wife, you know, like, you married to become a legal citizen type thing?
My wife's not my green card. My wife is not from the US.
Oh, well, see, then your wife, you're the green card then.
No, we both are. Yeah.
Look at that guy.
That is beautiful.
You guys are really like I have ADD. You know this, guys. I tell you this all the time.
I have a
and I
damaged
keep
motor.
talking-
I'm waiting on this side. I'm showing you the good side. This is on. There's no tracks here because the motor died, and I'm waiting on the replacement to arrive. So this is a part, but this is what it will look like.
Yep. See? But you guys with the whole droid building thing, you guys are getting me, and it's like, okay, look, the cyberdeck guys got me. They like, I want to build a cyberdeck now, and then you guys keep doing all the droid stuff. And I want to build a droid, and it's like I can't even finish a damn printer, and yet here I am talking about all these things I want to do.
Yeah, well, this is my test. I do plan to go on to doing a full size droid. I will. But the only thing is I have to slice it up because I don't have a printer with a big enough print bed. I don't have a 500 by 500 print bed. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I've been because of the chip shortage right now. Companies don't want to be are spending all their time with the smaller printers and not building so many big printers, and because of that, they don't have many big printers that they want reviewed. So I'm hoping that will swing around soon, and then maybe someone will come to me and say, "We have a 600 by 600 or whatever to be tested and to be reviewed," and then at that point, I'll be all over it.
Viking.
Otherwise it'll take me a lot longer because I'll have to chop it up and print it in components and glue it together.
Viking's working on that, you know.
He's working on a big one. I know he is. Yeah.
But I tried.
But I want, but like I have some big, and there's some companies out there who have a really big IDEX, and they're not ridiculously expensive. They're about $1,000. So maybe I try and get one of them because they already give me the smaller one. So maybe I'll get them at some point. Convince me to give them the larger IDEX for me to test, because I have 3 IDEX printers. Let's say Dan can get anyone to show up with CGI.
Yep. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna have Ryan Reynolds on.
You're going to do a Joel Telling and get what's his name on it?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Ryan Reynolds on. We're gonna build a 3D printer together.
I don't. Yeah. Well, you know who else? What other celebrity got into 3D printing recently? What's his name? I know NPH got into it, but there's somebody else got into it as well.
David Hewitt.
Yeah. There's a few of them have got into it during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Nobody will get Joe Telling on a stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get Joel onto streams.
Yes.
He's too popular.
Yeah, the Stargate guy. Uh-oh, my family's home.
Uh-oh.
I didn't go get food either. Dang it, I spent all my time streaming and then hanging out here. I didn't go get dinner yet. It's almost 8
Mine's
o'clock.
on
I got to
break.
get some dinner. So I got to tap out, guys. I got to go get
All
some
right,
food.
man. Ciao.
See you, Dan.
I was going to
Bye,
say stay
Dan.
sane, but it's Dan, so. Guys,
Now
if
you're
anyone can drop in, you're welcome to do so. We've been
Now you're-
streaming for about an hour and 50 minutes already, but what time is it? It's 8:49. It's almost 9. It's closing 9 o'clock, but we can. Like I normally go for about 3 hours, but if we can cut, if nobody wants to join in, we can cut it off whatever early. I have no problem with that, but it's open if anyone wants to come in and join. Please, the link's at the top of your YouTube chat. Just mute your YouTube before you click on the link, so we don't get audio feedback when we add you into the stream. So you're getting ready to mount that TV?
Yeah, well, I'm going to do a like what I'm watching you on here is a big screen.
Yeah.
This one here, I replaced it. It was my TV upstairs. It had a gray bar, like a grayish issue. So there's LED issues.
Okay.
So I'm going to use it right up here because my desk is right here, and I'll be able to swing it, and I'll just use it to monitor chat. I don't care about the picture quality if I can see the chat.
Yeah.
That way, I don't have to wear these to see the chat.
Why don't you do what Jerry did? Open it up and figure out what you need, what the LEDs you need to replace them.
I may eventually, yeah.
It took him about 4 hours to do it, though.
Yeah, it's a known issue with Samsung TVs. So I've already bought I meing, these things are pretty much disposable these days.
Yeah.
The one I replaced it with was one called a, I forget the brand name, Hisense or Hisense, it's called. And they're starting to make some really good TVs. And it was a 58-inch Ultra HD, and it was it was about $549. I mean, they're cheap because the OLEDs and the QLEDs are all coming out now, and then the micro LEDs. So the HD, 4K HD, and 8K HD are becoming like in price. So, and I don't need the world's best resolution. Hisense, yeah. Best Buy sells Hisense. That's what Greg says. Yeah, they're good TVs. It's got a 4-year warranty on it. They're great.
Yeah. Well, you're only going to use it for stuff like for streams and stuff. So.
Yeah. So for watching the chat, all it's going to do is display some text.
And you're just going to just zoom it in so it's easy to see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a 58-inch screen, so I'll be able to see it real easy. And I thought, I'm not going to throw it out. I'm going to use it in the studio.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Like, I have a TV here in my office, but I only use it for streaming. The only thing it's ever used for is streaming the launches.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Or I use it for streaming when SpaceX are doing the hops and the test runs with their Starship. That's all I use it for. I don't watch TV or anything on it. It's just like during the day, as background noise, I'd have NASA TV on there all day long in some cases, if SpaceX are not doing hops.
Speaking of NASA, you know what I discovered the other day, and I don't remember how I stumbled across it, and I know you know this, but I didn't know this. They have a website you can go to and download STL files of their different, like you can get the first wrench that was ever brought into space, and you can get STL files of a lot of stuff from them. It's pretty cool.
This came from there.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, Laura did not.
They even have STLs. They even have STLs of different meteors.
They have STLs of meteors. This is from NASA.
Okay, very cool. Yeah.
The reason why I like to show this is when people ask, yes, I do work from home, Built Over Bot. People ask stuff like, what's the best time to see the moon? And I'll say before first quarter, everything before full moon and after full moon. During full moon's bad. The reason why is in full moon you're seeing it like this, so there's no shadows. But as the position of the moon changes, you see the shadows get longer and longer.
Oh yeah.
And you see more and more detail.
Yeah.
That's why it's best to see the moon in the first quarter, before the first quarter moon.
That's very cool.
So, and it's a good way of describing because they can actually see it when I shine a light on it. You can actually see the shadows, so it makes it stand out more.
It's a great visual.
Yeah. Well, see, I like when I do presentations and stuff. I like to make it as much visual as possible because talking to someone, they might get it. Showing them, they get it straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like to do comparison of stuff they already see. So, for those who don't know, I'm a serious science nerd. For those, if anyone is here who hasn't hung out with me before, I do outreach stuff for NASA. I'm what's called a solar system ambassador for NASA, so I do a lot of outreach for them, and as part of them, and that's just as a hobby of mine, right, as well as everything else. It's like astronomy is, but and I do a lot of science stuff because I'm really into the science. So I like to make everything visual as much as possible. Like so. Well, I do a presentation on light, and I have some equipment that shows stuff, and it's way more effective than talking to him about what light wavelengths and all this kind of stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I also cross-link that with sound, because we all know what sound does because we experience it every day. So by cross-linking that, it's easier for people to understand it, and I like to make it as visual as possible. So.
Oh, there's my chair. There's my chair.
Yeah, so it's just a way. I think schools. No offense to schools, they do a great job, but I don't think they teach stuff practical application enough.
Well,
they teach to the curriculum, which is fine, but they don't show how it can be applied in the real world in some cases.
Right.
And
it's
just because they don't have time, and I understand that, but it is a restriction. And if you can visualize it for someone and show where, like, who here took calculus and hated every moment of it? But if you explain to them that calculus was created by Isaac Newton to explain the orbit of the planets, and you can show them how to use simple calculations to explain that, that makes the world of a difference in the mind of a child. They say, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So where else can I use it for? Because they have an association. So just learning the formulas is not enough. So that's the way I like to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. See, we always go off in tangents on these hangouts because we always end up into science at some point.
Yeah.
And you're the cause this time, Tim.
My fault. I'll take the blame. I got big shoulders.
Yeah, it's a good topic to go to.
Whoops.
I think the NASA rockets being your kind of give you. Yeah, they do. A built over bot wants to come in and join us. Oh, your camera. Oh, there you go.
1 second.
Your video is on and off. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the rockets are kind of a giveaway that I'm a bit of a nerd, and the images behind me and stuff. I can't help it. But the one nice thing about these is when I do business meetings and stuff, this is my natural backdrop behind. For like everyone else has these fake images behind them when they're doing meetings, WebEx meetings and all this kind of stuff. I don't do any of that because I have a natural backdrop, which is kind of cool. So,
howdy.
You haven't been on before. How are you? You haven't been on camera before with us.
No, my wife doesn't like the cameras.
Okay.
So I used to have videos up, but I've removed them all.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That's a big thing that you got behind you.
Yeah, this was I won this one from a thangs.com challenge.
Oh, okay.
What is that? Is that the S5?
No, that is the CR10 Max.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My first one is a riprap I built 10 years ago. And then I've got a printer I bought somewhere around here.
Cool.
And this one is not mine, but the one that Jerry gave away.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Although I'm thinking I'm probably going to be buying that because she only uses it here.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I have a selection, but they're in a different room, so I can't show them here. But I have a couple of IDEX. I have some laser engravers. I have a CO2 laser out there for cutting. I think the smallest printer I have is the Focus Odin 3F5, which is a new printer, fairly new printer. It's a small build area. That's the smallest printer I got. And I don't normally keep many small printers because I do a lot of big prints. Like these are big prints that I do, which are. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're the tactile astronomy for the blind to navigate the night sky. The constellations, that's their start point, and then with a script in the background, they actually navigate their way around and feel the constellations. So
I actually have a laser as well, and a CNC plasma machine that I'm about to put a router on.
Oh, nice.
But see, I actually work in my garage.
Okay.
So I've got about probably an 8-car garage in the back.
Oh wow.
Behind me with a car lift. I've got 2 lathes, a mill, surface grinder. What else?
Are you a
Some really
chippy
cool
or
equipment. I'm sorry?
are you a carpenter or?
No, I am actually a mechanic.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that's what hence the mills to skim the heads and stuff of the blocks and all that kind of stuff.
Oh no, I used to work as a robotics engineer.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I got into machining there, and this is just a excuse to buy it. Just they're toys. Just like the 3D printers. Although this is actually my showroom. This is I do outdoor power equipment, lawnmowers. Is what I own a dealership of. So I moved it to the showroom because people keep wanting to walk around in my office to see them. So we moved these out into the showroom so people could look at them.
Cool.
Unusual hobby for the country, but you know. But yeah, I got into this field because I could have a huge garage.
I wish I had space like that. I don't.
No kidding.
I have my setup is in my basement, and I use up a lot of the space. It's a big basement, but I use up a lot of it. And it's kind of shared for other things as well, but except my office. And then I have my garage is I only got a 3-car garage, and one side of it is telescopes, and the other part is where we actually put our cars, because in Michigan it gets nasty cold here, so we need to put the cars in, especially in winter.
Yeah. In the winter, I can park inside, but during the spring and summer, I have doing outdoor power equipment. I just don't have the room.
Yeah,
because I've got customer stuff inside, so I park outside. But winter, I can pull my pickup truck and car in.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to have space like that. I would die for it. Where I am right now, I just don't have it. I would. Like if I had the space, like I have a small CNC, you know, the 3018s desktops. I would love to have a full table CNC. I would love to have a lathe. I would and mills and stuff like that. Those things I would love to have at some point.
I would like to make would love to switch my South Bend lathe over to CNC. We've been looking for a nice old Bridgeport because I'd like to actually convert that to CNC as well. To have the antique stuff with the CNC, I just think would be kind of a cool mix.
Yeah,
because I got a World War II gunner's lathe for my lathe. I've got a drill press that actually built the World Trade Center doors. It was built on my drill press. Bought it in an auction for $150. The drill press that built the World Trade Center doors. And it also built LSTs that landed at Normandy. That was what it was built for back in the 1940s. But all my stuff, I have a thing for antique stuff.
Right. I'm too much of a nerd to be into antique stuff. I want all the modern gadgets, and if it doesn't have shiny lights, shiny bells and whistles.
But see, that's the thing. There's certain things you can do with antique machinery. With 3-phase, you can actually put variable speed, little computers to control it. Put some antique displays on them, looking displays to get readouts, because it's shocking what technology was around even in the 1940s.
Yeah,
I can actually make that stuff more modern than anything you can buy on the shelf, and it still have the flavor of the stuff built in the 1940s.
Yeah,
that's what my channel is going to be someday. We're working on our cinematography and some other things. I'm not really ever wanting to be monetized. I don't have any kids, and my family's not into the same stuff as me. So someday I want to share this with other people, maybe that like what I do.
Yeah, well, I'm like you. I'm the only nerd in my family, and not only like my son is now, but prior to this, like in my family at home in Ireland, like I'm the only one who's ever been into science. I've been the only nerd in the family ever. And here, my son is into science a fair bit, but he's not into 3D printing really. If I print something, it's cool, and that's where it ends. In some cases, he's not into a lot of the other stuff. He might get into the laser stuff, maybe. I'll see if I get him into it because I have a new laser I'm unboxing Saturday, which is the Laser Master 2 Pro. That's a 400 by 400 engraving area, which is pretty large. So maybe I'll get him into doing some stuff with that. He might find that fun. But other than that, he's a teenager. Teenagers, all they care about is what's on their Xbox and what's on their phone.
Yeah. I've thought about putting, and if I can ever afford it, I'm going to put a laser on my plasma table that I built because I custom built it. I ran extra wires for it. I'm just not. It will. I know it'll hold it because I can actually sit on the thing and ride it. I way overbuilt that thing.
Well, you don't need to have that big a laser actually, because like if you want to put a big diode laser, you could get something like reach out to the guys at Endurance Lasers, if you know those guys, right? George.
I don't. But...
Well, Endurance Lasers, what they do is if they want a diode laser normally caps out at about 5 watts, right? But if you want to get more, there is a way of actually putting multiple laser heads, aligning them, and they go through a prism and come out as one beam, which gives you a lot more burning power. And Endurance Lasers do that. They build those units. They actually build them with a mount so they can actually put them on the R-Tour laser burners. So you can really ramp up the output from what's normally a 5 watt output, which they're 20 watts. The R-Tour 20 watt is about a 5.5 watts output, right? Because the 20 watt is the input. But the Endurance can do 15 and 20 watt outputs because of the way they mount them and actually channel the beams together to give you a higher, a more efficient burn. Is what they do. So, what's George's last name? I'd have to look him up on Facebook. But you should look up Endurance Lasers. They're based in Florida. I think they're in Florida, but and they do that kind of stuff. And you can mount this thing on any CNC or whatever. All you have to do is run the power to it, and it's not. The thing is 12-volt power. You just run the power. You can mount it onto anything that's metal, and you just make a bracket for it and mount it, and that's it. And now you can use it as a burner, and you link it up with Lightburn to talk to your controller, or whatever controller software you use. Like, are you using Gerbil, or what are you using for your controller for CNC?
UCCNC is what I'm using. It's
okay.
It allows me to control it over the network, and it's somewhat of a custom build. I've got a Raspberry Pi controlling the torch height control, and then the UCNC controlling the X, Y, and somewhat Z.
Well, yeah, you could. Well, I'm saying you could probably tie them into that as long as it can recognize a control board. You can do that, and even if you didn't, all you have to do is turn on if you're doing a straightforward burn, or a cut, you want a consistent beam. The only time you want micro controlling on the board is to vary the laser when you're doing raster engraving, because when raster engraving you want to turn the beam on off and vary the beam to higher and lower as it goes, depending on the darker areas and the lighter areas you want burnt in. So a light beam will give a slight shade. A higher intense beam will give a darker burn, which will give you the darker areas if you're burning an image. So if you're just doing cutting. Oh, yes, Tim.
Yeah, my supper's ready, so.
Oh, you better go eat.
I'll catch you guys later.
Take care. So you can always look at it like that and do it that way,
And I should be able to do just a variable, as far as a variable voltage out for the CNC controller and integrate that in. I would think.
You could. He's talking about the old machines that you got.
That's partly it. Plus, years ago, everything had curves.
Yeah, it wasn't
I like my machinery like I like my women, basically, right? It's got to have curves. It had style.
Yeah.
In fact, my wife's looking for me a 1940s car. We're going to restore it.
Nice.
Or actually, not a car, a truck, but It's just our style.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's people who are into that. Like I envy people who have the interest in that. I know I don't, but it's like I see people who have these restored old cars and all this kind of stuff, and I look at them and say, I wish I had the mind to actually work on stuff like that. Some people just have it, some people don't, and it takes a lot of time and patience, to do that work. I have
My
time and
parents
patience for something.
owned a shop when I was a kid. My mother was a mechanic. My father was a mechanic. Therefore, even though I was a computer nerd, I was a mechanic.
Yeah, because it's in your blood. Yeah.
Well, it was actually also forced. If you want to eat, you work. Your parents own the shop.
For me, it wasn't I'm good at building stuff. Like my father was a carpenter, so I grew up spending the weekends and then during holidays I'd go out working with him, or if he was building stuff at home, I'd work in his workshop because I enjoy that kind of stuff. But my nerd side took over, and when I got really older, it became more prominent. But I can still do that stuff. I just prefer. I can do a bit of both now, but I like the science as well. I'm into the nerdy stuff. So
I could see and I understand that. Partly because if I had stayed in Chicago and could stand living in the city, I probably would be more that way. But I couldn't move from the country and stay in the city. So I moved out of Chicago. I did IT security consulting for the government for a while outside of that. And then my father suggested I open a lawnmower shop and financed part of it for, help me get it open. I bought a building with all my retirement savings so I could pay it off, opened up this shop, and moved to the middle of nowhere. I essentially live in a county that has fewer people than what my apartment complex had in Chicago.
But that's nice, though, with all that land around you, that open space is nice. Me being a science nerd, the first thing I do if I had a place like that is I'd get a place with enough land and I'd build my observatory out down the back because my science nerd would love the dark skies.
Well, you would love it down here then because you can go out to the Garden of the Gods and buy acreage with nobody around. I mean, essentially in the middle of a national park.
Yeah.
And it's just different living in the country. I mean, and plus the taxes are so much lower. I've got 30,000 square feet under roof. Imagine that in the city.
Yeah.
And my taxes are like $1,500 a year.
I envy you having all that space because I can't build an observatory where I am because I have a HOA and it's killing me. I'd love to have a permanent setup because I have the equipment for astro imaging. I like that stuff, and I just can't do it because.
Yeah, I'm actually in a village here at this location. My brother lives in the country, but we actually bought a lumber yard because I could pay cash for it. That's how I have so much. I don't have much yard, but I have all this building space. I wanted the garage more than I wanted land to mow. So
yeah, I like land. I when I was out in Wyoming a couple of years ago for I was out there for the solar eclipse. I came across some places out there that there was a place out there. It was 50 acres? I can't remember the exact amount. Yeah, there is always a 30-second delay. Between 15 and 30 seconds delay with YouTube. It's normal. That's their default. They buffer it before they transmit it. But and there was a place out there. It was a ranch. I can't remember how many acres it was, but it was obscenely huge, and a 6-bedroom house on that land. And I think they were only asking for $600K for it.
See, $600K would buy you a mansion down there.
No, but this was about. I think this was huge land. I think it was a couple of maybe was it 50 or 500 acres of land. I can't remember. Like in Wyoming, out in the middle of nowhere, right? So
you can actually get. I'm talking down here. You could buy a 80-acre land with a mansion on it for $200,000.
Yeah, Michigan. There's parts of
Which is
Michigan are like that
insane.
too. You can get some really cheap places in Michigan as long as you're not on the waterfronts. You can get some really good places out here. Whereabouts are you again?
I'm in Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Basically, where Indiana, Kentucky, and Illinois meet, that's where I'm at.
Okay,
And yes, primarily this is hunting ground. In fact, what a lot of people do for a living down here is rent their land for hunters from Chicago and go do hunting tours.
Yeah, if you've got good plot, you can. Because you've got woods, you get some good deer and everything out there. Yeah.
Well, it's all farmland and wooded area. There's not much industry down here. See, it's unusual. In fact, I'm probably one of the only people that do CNC around at all. Got back into it. Now there is a CNC wood router across the street that I built for a woodworker. But as far as like having a laser in the shop, the plasma, the printers, I'm probably about the only one around.
So, well, that means all the local business comes to you for stuff when you want something made, because.
Sadly, no. But I really haven't pushed that. I do more repairs. We're going to start again once we get the cinematography done, and I get where I'm actually doing what I want to do. Because I'd like to share so I can learn.
Yeah.
With nobody else doing this around here, I need to learn from other people elsewhere.
Yeah, well, now that's why these places like these hangouts and stuff are good for that, because you get people out there they may not be doing it at the same scale, but we have some people who do heavy CNC. We have some people who do some wood turning, some I don't know. There is a couple of guys in the maker space that I know of who are into they have big heavy machinery for like they have mills and stuff like that at home. They have 5-axis mills and stuff.
What I learned from an old guy once is it doesn't matter what somebody's doing. It matters their idea. Like, for example, I've done electronics for years, but you guys were doing something on the robots where you're running basically stuff through turning, to where you're using stuff for a steering wheel, basically to run electrical through for your bots, for the top of your robots.
Well, we're using ESCs to control, and then from those we have either little servos to spin the heads, and then we're running motors to run the wheels or the tracks.
Right, but I was talking about your lights. I actually ordered a couple of those. I'm going to use them for controllers for my mill, so that I can actually put I can actually put a handle on there and control the mill to where it looks like it was a handle to move the mill up and down.
Yeah, well,
I use it for controls.
Adrenos are great for logic. So if you want,
I was actually more talking about the circuitry, the wiring. I forgot what you guys were using, and I forgot what I ordered, but I had never thought of it for that purpose.
Mm.
But you guys are using it for
a lot of those controls. An Adreno is basically it's a great logic circuit, right? Now, if you want to do more than just logic circuits, and you want to do more control, and you want to have an application do work in the background, like some code running, then you need to go to a Pi to really do that. You can do so much in Adreno, but Adreno is more of a logic system. Whereas if you want more control over something and are programmatically managed in the background, then a Pi would be the better solution for it.
I've always found Adrenos to be great for small tasks, like basically my garage door openers are in Adreno.
Yeah, logic commands, open, close, on, off, type of stuff is great.
Kind of almost replaces ladder logic in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
but which is what I used to do.
Adrenos do have a great place. Like they're used in garage doors openers, as you said, all the time. People make those up all the time, or like people use them, like for that purpose in smart homes. They use them to tell you if the door is open or not. They tell you if to open and close the garage door as you approach the house with a smart home system. They use them for turning on and off circuits like lights and stuff, because you use a 5-volt field to turn it on or off. But and they are great, as I said, their basic logic, they're great. their downfall is they cannot be coded to do more complex tasks, and that's where you have the Pi that comes in to take over from that point.
But hopefully, said I don't think I'm going to ever probably be in totally the robots like you guys are, and that's
They're
why I never
fun
come
for
onto
us.
this stuff.
Yeah, but we're just doing it for fun.
I get it. As I said, I get it. I'm not. That's really just not totally my thing. But I'm learning because of seeing some ideas of how you're building the robots that are inspiring other things I'm doing.
Well, that's good, right?
But
That was the whole point of doing the bots and doing it online about what's being done and why, and helping each other out and stuff. But the whole maker community is about helping each other, right? So, and getting ideas from somebody else to do something that you want to do, or use it for something that's out of scope that's in scope for one project, but wouldn't have been thought of for something else, which is what you're doing. You're adapting it.
Yes, that's why I watch the stuff. The closest one to doing what I do that I've learned from here is Llama.
Yeah,
he's more probably does more what the functional prints.
I do a lot of functional prints though as well. I do a lot of mechanical parts. I do stuff. I don't do, like if I'm doing a review, I'll do the foofy stuff. Like I did this for a review of a laser resin printer, and I have one or two more. I have another one on there right now because I don't want to do more than one print on that resin. Because I do get machines for review, right? I do mechanical components. I do practical stuff like you've seen the hand, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? This can be used by somebody as a prosthetic limb, right? That was the whole point behind it. I do the stuff here for the blind that I do. These things are practical use in the classroom to teach for the blind people to learn the constellations of the night sky, because they can't look at the stars, they can feel them on a dome, and they can follow along a script to find to learn their way around the night sky throughout the 4 seasons, right? So I do a lot of kind of stuff like that. During COVID, I was crazy busy doing stuff. I had all my printers running 24/7, printing face shields for hospitals. That's obviously gone now in most cases. But I like to do practical stuff. And now that all that's out of the way, I got a little bit of playtime to do fun stuff like the droid. But now, and me being a science nerd and me being into sci-fi and all this kind of stuff, that fits right into my mindset, because that's the way that's how my brain operates. And I do plan at some point, like the small droid that I showed a while ago, at some point I do plan to take that. Like I do astronomy events, like public astronomy events. Not now because of COVID, but once this is over, I will. We'll get back into it, and I plan to have my droids going up and down before it gets dark, because they're public events, so the public kids will get a kick out of that, having a bot driving around. And when I do the full size R2, the kids will, or something like the R2. Maybe I'll do the bigger one with the tracks. The kids will eat that thing up. They'll be all over that thing. They'll be following it around for hours, right? When we do public events.
And the Wally, the one with tracks, I'm assuming you're talking about Wally from Disney thing or whatever, Pixar or whatever.
No, it's bigger than that. It's actually the size of an R2D2, which is about 4.5 feet tall. But it's got tracks on it, like the one I just showed. There is a Wally out there too. Someone has designed a Wally as well.
I've seen that 3D printed. But that would actually, I think the tracks would probably go better on the terrain. But,
they would on grass. The tracks would go over anything. The R2D2 needs to have fairly flat ground. It can't go over rough terrain because it'll tip over. It's not designed for that. But the ones with the tracks will take whatever you give it in most cases.
I'm enough of a nerd. I can always appreciate the bots. It just, I don't know. I guess I've always been so busy with my stuff. I've never had time to build one.
Yeah.
I can, just like technically cars and all that. I've always appreciated the cars. Now I'm wanting to build one, but I probably wouldn't if it wasn't $100,000 for a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you need to find something that needs a lot of work and then work on that one to repair it. It's probably the only way to go.
The 1 tons are cheap
Okay.
for trucks. You can buy a 40s 1 ton for less than 10,000. That's in good shape with low mileage. We're talking like 30, 40,000 original miles
Oh
on the
wow.
things. They're just absolutely worthless. And with me, technically, when I go out with, I built a house on the second floor of my building. It's as big as most homes. I call it an apartment, but when your master bedroom's 900 square feet, I'm not sure you call that an apartment anymore.
No, that's like, yeah, that's huge.
I don't have kids, so that's why the master bedroom's that big. I only have a 1-bedroom house right now.
Mhm.
But I don't leave the property. I live and work at the same house. We have a garden. We leave the property once a year or once a week to go grocery shopping.
This is
And
me.
that's it.
I spend about 50% of my day, if not more, in this very room. Because when I'm not on here watching streams, or I'm not on here running streams like this hangout, I'm here all day long from 6:37 in the morning until stupid o'clock in the evening when if I don't have a stream scheduled, working. So because I work out of home. So yeah, I know how I feel, and I like my exercise in most cases is my dog likes to go walks a lot, and so when I'm between meetings, right, because I have lots and lots of meetings. When I'm between meetings, every chance I get up and I get up and put the lead on her and take her for a stroll, and she just loves getting out and walking, and so she's my reason why I'm actually get up. If the dog wasn't there, I probably I think you'd have to use a crowbar to separate me and my chair.
Well, I'm fortunate. I do a physical job now,
Yeah.
so I'm constantly moving. But we just don't leave the property. I don't care about fuel economy. If I'm getting really bad fuel economy, I'm not hurting the environment just owning that car, because I'd be hurting the environment more owning another car.
Well, talking of fuel economy, I have a 1.5-year-old F-150, right? Ram 1500 F-150 was in my head for some reason. Ram 1500, right? The 6-cylinder version. It's 1.5 years old. I've got just over 6,000 miles on the clock. That's how much I drive. Right? 1.5 years. So I'm not worried about fuel economy either, because I don't go very far.
That's the thing, and I don't have to worry about the environment as much. I mean, I'm not anti-environmentalist. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm totally environmentalist. I moved right up above my shop, so I didn't have to drive to work and hurt the environment. But if I have a vehicle that gets poor fuel economy without a load, which is basically what we're going to convert that truck to, if I'm leaving the property, I'm going to go get thousands of pounds of stuff, like a full load of steel, or maybe get groceries 20 miles away once every few weeks with it. But for the most part, as my wife always says, I drive a 3/4 ton truck now. She's like, but every time you leave the property, you've got 1,000 pounds at least on the back of your truck.
Yeah. I know, yeah. And just one thing, guys, if anyone wants to come in and join, the link is in the top of your chat. There's a pinned link. You can click on that link to come in to join the conversation, or bring up a conversation, or ask questions or whatever. Just remember to mute your YouTube before you do so. But please, if you want to come in and join the conversation, it's open for anybody to come in. We'll be going for about 30 more minutes. So if you want to come in for the last half an hour and say hi or whatever, feel free to do so. Everybody is welcome to hang out.
How many people are in the chat?
We were up or over 20. We're at about 9 right now, but there's other streams going on, so people do bomb out and go to other chats and so other streams. Like I know Jerry from 3D Printing and Painting is having a stream right now. He's doing an interview with somebody, but if he's done early, he might pop in afterwards, and some people might pop back in here afterwards when Jerry's stream is over. But I normally run for about 3 hours, which is about 10 o'clock my time, 10 p.m. my time.
I didn't want to keep you late if that was the case.
No,
I
no,
just,
no, no. As I said, I normally run for about 3 hours. My normal is start at 7 and finish at 10. I think I've only ever finished early once. And that's because all of a sudden everybody wanted to stream on the same Wednesday night that I was on. All the big boys were streaming, and everyone, people were popping and saying hi before it, and then they'd all disappear out to the streams. And I said, like, why stick around if there's nobody hanging out? So, it is rare though that happens. Generally, I get a pretty good constant attendance at these hangouts because people like the casual side of things. And apparently people like to see the unboxings because when they get printers, they want to see how it's put together. And the same for lasers, wherever else. Like I have a laser set. I'm doing an unboxing with laser Saturday. It's a complete kit. It's all individual pieces you have to put together. And it's but I've done printers, I've done easy setup printers, I've done resin printers, I've done a mixture of everything. So people like that.
That's what I want to see more of is resin. I just haven't gotten. I understand how they work, but I can't figure out how long the resin will store for. If you have to use it all
about a year. You don't have to use it all in one go. It lasts about a year. And what you do is, you know those paper funnels that you get for paint, to strain paint, with the little mesh in the bottom. Basically, what you do is when you're finished with the resin, and if you're not going to be using it, say if you're not going to use it for 2 or 3 days, you can leave the resin inside in it. If you're not going to be using for more than a week or whatever, what you do is you should actually take it out of its out of the vat, and basically get a funnel over the bottle, put one of those paper filters in there with the mesh in the bottom, and pour it. Like first, mix it up with the inside in it with a plastic spatula, and once you have it mixed up, because some of it does the resin by nature is clear, right? And you put additives to it, and then over time those additives will settle to the bottom of your vat. So you have to stir them up before you pour it out. And then you pour it out, strain it, seal up the bottle, and then clean out the vat and store it away, and you're fine. You don't never leave resin for a long time because it will separate, and it does last about a year. Like I have a bottle here, a new bottle that I haven't opened yet. I'll tell you the date in this. It says this was made in the 3rd of June, and they say it lasts about a year after that. So you get about 12 months out of this. This is a tough resin. M68. It's a tough white resin I'm using. There's almost no smell out of this one. Normally there's a strong odor. Like you're in an open space, it's probably not a problem, right? But in a small area, if you're inside in the home or whatever, the odors of some resin can be pretty bad. This one is very, very, very low odor. I was actually surprised by how low it was. Because I tend to print resin in my garage rather than in the house because of the odor. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers my wife and stuff. But this one I could almost print in the house as the odor is so low. So
my laser produced a lot of smell when it's running. So once we get rid of the furry sociopath, or in other words, cat, she's moving up. We're building her room upstairs, and we're moving her upstairs out of one of the offices she stole from me. We're going to put all that stuff in there so we can. It's got a chemical evacuation system that I put in there.
HEPA system, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not really a HEPA system. It just sucks it out of the building. I'm in the country. You don't have to follow as many rules. But we've got a system to pull the air out for the fumes. And I'm not doing anything terrible. I'm talking like even soldering.
So like your lasers will do it. What's the other one you have? The cutter.
The plasma has its own air vac system too.
Yeah, but that has a lot of fumes off it when that's working as well. A lot of because it's basically vaporizing the metals.
Yeah. That one is horrid smelling. We run a full. Let's see. There's about 5 air fans, air evacuation fans. They just suck the fumes out of the building for that.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah.
But there's really no way of filtering it either. You have to run it through. I forgot what they called it. I think is it a Tesla filter, where you got the you basically change the direction of the airflow a lot, and a lot of the particles will drop, and then you can vacuum it out on any dust.
Yeah.
I think it was called a Tesla filter for some reason, but a Tesla valve is what we designed it off of. But we use that to get some of the stuff out, and I vacuum that out using a vacuum, so I'm not blowing actual dust out.
Metallic dust out of the building, yeah.
Yeah. Even though there's nobody.
You're basically building an air trap where the air stands still long enough for the particles to fall out of it, and then you extract the air from above. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've also got a cyclone filter for the grinding for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I run a belt grinder and a grinding station, so we have all that. I don't want to be, even though there's not a neighbor next to me, I still want to be nice in case somebody's walking around. I don't want to poison anybody.
and you want you don't want to be dumping that all over the ground anyway, because eventually it will settle. So you want to filter it out before it actually ends up landing all around the building. Because like you see a lot of older buildings, and you have all the staining on the ground all around them and stuff because they had evacuation pumps going, but they didn't have any filtration system in there that trapped the particles. So you ended up dumping it all over outside the building. You can see how many. Like I'm in Michigan, like Automotive Central, and you see some of the really old buildings out there, and there is metal staining. There's chemical stains all over the outside because they just didn't give a damn back then because they didn't know any better in most cases, so they just dumped it all outside.
Yeah, luckily I own the property next to me. I own a couple acres, not much, but most of it's under roof. But I own the land where we're dumping air out into, so it would be dumping on me, but still. I just don't want to be, again, bad. I'm somewhat of an environmentalist. Most people don't think of a mechanic as that way, but
well, people, environmentalists are all like we should all be taking care of our environment, right? Because we have to live in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I view that me fixing things is better for the environment than people buying new. It's kind of where I look at it. Same with me producing stuff.
That is true.
Because they're going to produce it somewhere.
There's a lot of trash in the landfill. Why keep topping? Why add to it when you can repair stuff? You know,
Right.
A lot of modern stuff is not built for repair. It's built to be used and disposed. Whereas if stuff can be fixed, it's a lot better. And again, like one of my neighbors actually only recently bought a new lawnmower because the reason why is her 42-year-old lawnmower died in her. Right. Now, modern lawnmowers don't last 42 years, right? Her lawnmower was 42 years old. I think it was 42 or 45 years old, she said. And there was no power in it whatsoever. I mean, it was like it was running on constantly on idle when it was cutting the lawn. But 42 years old lawnmower, and she finally broke down and bought a new one after 42 years or 45 years.
I think the reliance on box stores has destroyed quality because, as I said, I do outdoor power. Briggs and Stratton, one of the major companies, was the first to do it. They're not the only one now. They started saying, well, you don't have to change your oil. And some people believe that.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, well, that's proof they don't care. You know, I'm not saying you want to pour your oil out every mowing, but oil does kind of go bad.
Change at the beginning of at the end of the season at least, so it's fresh for the next year.
Yes, always at the end of the season because of ethanol. Ethanol will dry out your gaskets, and your gaskets pass your rings no matter what. So if you change your oil in the fall, your equipment will last longer.
Yeah.
So always in the fall, but which is good for me because that starts getting me busy all winter.
Yeah, because people are getting stuff done and prepped for the beginning of spring, and again in the fall you have people bringing in all their snow stuff to be prepped and stuff as well to get it ready for the start of the season.
See, I'm too far south for snow.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not. I get lots of snow. Lots
Yeah,
and
we
lots
don't.
and lots and lots and lots of snow.
I actually don't leave the property when it snows. It doesn't snow very often. I know I drive on snow because I lived in Chicago, because Chicago does get snow.
Yeah.
But, around here, I actually won't even set foot out the door if there's snow on the ground. There's absolutely nothing I need outside.
No,
because I can come down the stairs.
Like I find it funny. Like we are like I'm in Michigan. We find it funny when places in the South get a slight dusting of snow, like Florida and these places would get a slight dusting of snow, and they shut down the schools. And we kind of look at it and saying, as long as it's above 36 and negative 36, our kids still go to school, right? Because if like, as long as there's like the wind chill is not really nasty, right? Because the kids have to stand out to get buses to schools, or like as long as if there's more than 6 inches of snow on the ground, regular cars will have a problem on the roads, right? I'm getting out of subs and stuff like that. But anything more than that, no. Well, we do get some lake effect snow over here too. It does come across the state. But anything more than that, and then 6 inches, I understand people saying they're going to work from home, because if they have a regular car, they don't have an SUV, you can't get through it because it's going to bog down in front and build up a bank and go and become hard and you're compact and you're stuck. But we like, if there's a foot or less, people drive to work here if they have a tall enough vehicle, right? And other states they shut down when they get a tiny little dusting. So it's kind of.
Well, a lot of us don't know how to drive when you get farther south. Heck, when I was living in Chicago, I drove a Camaro, and I never missed a day of work. So,
Yeah, but you're in the
driving
city.
in snow is not bad.
Inside the city, they're normally really good at clearing roads. It's the outer lying subs is where you run into problems. And if you're not in a sub, but if you're out in the country, like outside the main metroplex of a city or whatever, like let's say the nearest store to you is 5 miles away from you or something like that, then you're on country roads. They may not clear that country road for 3 or 4 days because
I did live in a suburb of Chicago, not truly Chicago.
Yeah, but still, the subs would be dealt with pretty fast as well. Yeah, I know people who live on dirt roads, and our snow would be cleared in the afternoon after really heavy snowfall. They wouldn't see a snowplow come through their area for 3 days, and that's only if it wasn't melted after that.
That's the way it is here, but again, I happen to drive a 4-wheel drive truck, and I do understand how to drive on ice, so I don't have any problem going anywhere. It's just, what's the point?
Oh no, I understand. I'm saying though, the different areas, like if you don't know how to drive in that type of climate, you're better off to stay away from it, because you make a mistake.
And half the others don't.
and if you're driving a rear wheel, and in most cases, if you drive a rear wheel, you don't go out in the snow and ice in a rear wheel drive because you're asking for problems. Yeah, front wheel drive is what you need if you're going to navigate snow and ice, because you need to have a steerability in it.
And I think that the problem though down here is, even if you came down here from driving up north, and you drove farther south probably than me as far as the total. If you went to Texas during that snowstorm, I don't care how good of a driver you are, all those other idiots on the road that have no idea what ice is.
Yeah.
That half those people probably thought ice was only in drinks. Didn't realize it ever was on the road.
Hey, Dominic.
So they didn't have any clue what they were doing. So you'd be best driver in the world and not be able to handle that.
Yeah, because you're only as good as the worst driver that's around you. So if there's a really bad, there's a driver around you who doesn't know how to handle those conditions, they're putting everybody around them in danger. They're better off to stay off the roads. But people don't.
And down here, you'll get a guy with a 4-wheel drive truck that seems to think he can go 90 miles an hour.
We
no matter what.
Too. Yeah, and you get the snow-filled roads. The freeways have not been cleared yet, and you'll be in the right-hand lane going nice and easy because you know the conditions. And some guy will come by you like it was a hot summer's day, and he'll be zoom right past you in his Jeep or his truck or whatever, and you just look up at him and say, "Well, what they call people like that? They call them donor mobiles in hospitals, because that's what they are. They're organ donors is what they are, because it's the same as people like in a lot of hospitals they call motorbikes donor wagons, right?
Yeah.
But driving like that in the snow, you might as well be out there with no protection at all. So
and so many people seem to think Jeeps are great in the snow. What moron thinks that small wheelbase is really going to do real well in the snow? No.
Yeah.
That's just like an ice skate. It's just going to go anywhere it wants.
It can be, if you don't know, especially if you don't know how to handle it in those conditions. If you don't know how to, like, and I did driver's ed in Ireland. We were taken out as part of our test. We went on a skid pan, and we don't get an awful lot of snow. We do get ice, but we don't get an awful lot of snow in Ireland. We get some, mostly along the west coast, mostly in the central and the east coast. Not so much in the west coast where I grew up, but we had to do a test on a skid pan. So they had a car and they brought you out in a skid pan, and they were driving along, and they'd push a button, and what they'd do is the car, it wasn't your own car, they'd actually raise the car up on hydraulics. So it's like you're going to act like you're hydroplaning. And so they'd actually test you on a skid pan on a curvy obstacle course on out there. That was part of our test. They don't do that here.
Okay. No, they hardly do any testing at all. I mean, in fact, I was driving well before I got a driver's license.
My driving lessons was I got my license. I went out to a parking lot with my dad on a Sunday, because back then the stores weren't open on Sundays. The parking lots were always empty. So we went to a parking lot in a big mall. He taught me how to drive. A few weeks later, he did it again in the parking lot, and this was a Saturday. And then on Sunday morning, he came along to me. He says, "Here's the keys. Go drive." That was my driving lessons. I went out twice with my dad, and after that, he handed me the keys, and I actually drove through the city. And the first major junction in the city, the major crossroads in the center of the city that I grew up in, I was there, stopped at the lights, waiting for it was red, waiting for it to turn green. Turn green, gunk. I killed it, as everyone does. We've all done it, right? And I was panicking because there was a guy behind me, and now there was other lanes. He could have gone around me. He didn't. He was so good. He sat there and he waited. He didn't want me to feel nervous. He just sat there and waited for me to get going. And when I got going, then he came up behind. Oh, he drove up behind me. So that was nice, because other people would be angry and go around you. He just sat there. He was really patient. He knew what happened. That was my guess. And he just waited till I got her started up again, and I moved on, and that was the end of it.
See, I grew up in farm country. How they teach you to drive down here is somebody sooner or later asks, "You think you can drive a truck?" And if you say yes, they'll toss you the keys and tell you to drive home. I don't care if you're 14 years old, 13 years. In fact, my first time driving, I was 13. Think you can drive a truck? Oh, here's the keys. Drive it. No lessons.
I didn't have that, but as I said, my initial driving instruction was twice in the parking lot with my dad over, and in two separate, for about an hour each on two separate weekends, and then the following day after the second one, he handed me the keys, and I've been driving ever since.
I was taught the difference between gas and brake when I was 4, apparently driving go-karts, but but that's the way that we're taught, and it's not just me. A lot of kids down in this part of the country are just tossed the keys.
Yeah, but we and also remember, we don't drive in Ireland. We don't drive automatics. It's all stick shift. Everything is stick shift.
I haven't driven a stick shift in years.
No. Well, see, in Ireland, if you even today, if you go to Ireland today, if you want an automatic, if you want to get a rental car and you want an automatic, it's a special request. We don't have them in most of our rental companies don't even have them. We all still drive stick in Ireland. In a lot of Europe, not all of it, but in a lot of it, everything is still stick. You can get some automatics on mainland Europe, like Germany and France and so on. But like Ireland and the UK and so on, it's all stick. Automatics are
why.
kind of unusual.
Huh.
Yeah, we've always driven stick. Like the very first time I ever drove an automatic, and I was driving for years. I had to look up instructions on how to drive an automatic because I didn't know what was different. I've never driven an automatic in my life. So I had to look up how to do it because I didn't know and when I was driving, I kept doing this with my clutch foot and there's no clutch there. I was so used to clutching the driving stick that it took me a while to get out of the habit. And
yes, I haven't driven a stick since I was 16.
Yeah, no, and like if I go home to Ireland, it's stick. If you want an automatic, you have to do a special request.
You can actually forget to drive a stick.
No, well you can lose it a little bit because but the first couple of times you grind the clutch, you kind of go crap. I'm doing this wrong, right? But it's not so bad. But it's yeah, and in Ireland compared to mainland Europe, we drive on the opposite side of the road. So here you drive on the right hand side. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In mainland Europe, you drive on the right hand side. In Ireland and in the UK, you drive on the left hand side of the road. So our steering wheel is the opposite, where your passengers are. And the very first time I ever drove in mainland Europe, again it was a stick shift, and I was used to reaching out with my left hand to get to the stick, right? Because I'm sitting on the passenger side that you normally have here. And you drive, you clutch, and you change your gear, right? When I ever drove my first stick shift in Spain, right, which is on the right, which is a right-hand drive, on the right side of the road, I kept forgetting which side my stick shift was on, and it was a manual window. You know, ones these when you'd wind down. It was a Jeep I got, and it was a manual window. I was driving along, and every time I clutched, my hand would come over here and hit the handle for the window, smacked the back of my hand off it all the time because the stick shift was on the other side. So by the end of day one, all the back of my hand was all black and blue, bruised from smacking that handle all day long, reaching over wrongly to hit the stick. I didn't do the same mistake the second day because it was already sore, so I learned the hard way.
I would never have guessed that anybody was still using standards. Here in America, we consider that theft deterrent because kids can't drive them anymore.
Oh no, everybody in Europe you learn to drive on a stick unless there's a reason why you don't. You like if you have a disability, you'd have an automatic, right? Or if you're like someone from the States, you move there, you'd probably want to buy an automatic. But the resale value on automatics, because they're so rare, is very, very low because nobody wants them. We were all raised just to drive stick, so that's all we know. Yeah, so
I'd probably convert a truck to automatic if I bought when I buy my Classic, just because resale value over here is the pits for a standard. Yeah,
we're the opposite over there. Over there, resale value on automatics are the pits because nobody has them. Nobody really wants them. We are always raised to drive stick since we've always driven it. Like I think they might be creeping in slowly, but still, it's only in certain brands like BMWs would have. They do certain cars that would only be automatic. They wouldn't do stick in some cars, and there's some stuff like that. But in the vast majority of them, like some of the new cars now, instead of having a stick, they have this dial to change gears. Like nobody wants to be reaching over to change into second gear when you have to turn a dial, right? So they'll go automatic in those because they only want a dial in there. But in a lot of cases, it's stick all the way for us.
So in some ways, I think it's better, but then again, I can see both sides.
Yeah, I always want to make sure that my kids learn to drive stick. So if they ever travel overseas, they have the ability. Like in the Philippines, it's mostly stick shift. In half of Asia, it's mostly stick shift. I lived in Asia for a couple of years, so in The Middle East is a lot of stick shift, not all, but a lot of. And in places like I said, the vast majority of Europe is still stick. In most cases, it is a request to get an automatic. And if you go and buy a new car and you want an automatic, that's not the only way it comes. If it normally comes stick in Europe, they have to order special from the factory. You could be waiting 3 months for your car because it has to be specially built for you.
That's unusual but I've only went to Mexico. I've never really left the country, so
Yeah,
I'm a true American.
Yeah, I've traveled an awful lot, so
I barely left the state.
Yeah, no, I've seen a few areas in the U.S. Not I haven't traveled to a lot of places here, but I've been to some. I spent a lot of time in Europe. When I was living in Europe and in Asia, I traveled all the time. That was my job, was traveling. It was in IT, so I did an awful lot of traveling there. And in those occasions, yeah, you'd be amazed. The stick is everywhere. You have to and that was fine for me because I learned stick. But some of the Americans and colleagues who were traveling sometimes with me, they'd struggle to get a car, or they'd tell me I'm the one that's driving, and we'd carpool because they couldn't get an automatic. They'd have to go because it was only stick in the areas. That's all you could get. Yeah.
To me, but again, I grew up in farm country where you have to learn to drive a stick, tractors, antique trucks. When I was growing up, the trucks that I'm looking at, people were still using on farms. I mean, they were still using 1940s 1-ton trucks as farm trucks. Now they're getting rid of them because people can't drive sticks even on the farm. But it took years for that.
Tractors nowadays are all automatics as well.
Yeah. You just don't see farmers aren't using sticks anymore.
Well, my brother's a truck driver, right? He drives all over mainland Europe, okay? And up until the last couple of years, his truck was stick, right? So he drove stick even on a truck, an 18-wheeler, right? Big 18-wheeler, right? Until recently, they gave him a brand new truck and it was automatic. And he's got good and bad points. The good side is there's no downshifting when you're going up hills because it does it for you. He says that makes life easy when you're climbing hills and stuff like that. But outside of that, he says he's not a huge fan. He prefers a stick. So
I would on truck because you can actually use the gearing to slow you down. You can.
Well, the automatic on a big truck will do that for you anyway. Nowadays, it will actually do it for you. But
no, it might not be so bad. I mean, I'm as lazy as the next guy. I kind of like the automatic in my pickup truck. My wife couldn't drive a clutch if her life depended on it. So
yeah, again, that's what you're raised with. Okay, you're raised with automatics here. We're not. We're not raised with automatic and the back end. So it's all stick for us all the way.
I will say, if I had a kid, I would teach them to drive a stick, but I would also probably. It's a good thing I don't have a kid because I'd want them out there learning how to tear a car down and rebuild it.
The one thing I don't know is engines. I know electronics. I don't know engines because my dad was a carpenter, so he was more building stuff and out of wood and stuff. It wasn't into like if there's something wrong with the car, he went to mechanic because that wasn't his area. So I never learned engines, but I'll build a staircase for you, not a problem, right?
Yeah. Even when I was in robotics, my degree is in electrical engineering.
Yeah.
I worked in the telematics division, which was kind of ironic. So essentially, I worked with the computer interface to cars. I designed robots to build the OnStar system. Essentially,
right.
They had pick and place, but we had to build the robots which I did the pick and place programming, but I didn't build a Siemens, Fuji. Don't know if you ever heard of Universal, if you've ever done pick and place. Those are the companies we use for the pick and place stuff. But we had to build the robots to finish the assembly because there wasn't anything to build, to do that. And I well, I was supposed to work on the solder wave. I never touched it, but it was part of my job.
Well, that's for finishing off the boards, the grid, the joints and stuff. Yeah, for all the SMTs and stuff.
I never did the solder wave. I did do the paste machines and the ovens and stuff like that. I have asthma, and you can't pass the breathing apparatus test for
the solder waves. Yeah, because you're around all those bad fumes. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my coworkers' wives was the one that tested me. She passed me so that I could keep my job in that division. And then her husband did all the solder wave work so that I never had to go in the wave, and they never had to figure out that I might not have actually passed.
So, yeah, cool. That's kind of nice.
But anyway, I probably need to get off of here because I
think we're going to wrap up because it's been 3 hours and 1 minute. It was good to
have a good night. Thanks,
because we've seen you on the chats many times. It was nice for you to come in and hang out with us.
I thought I could show my face at least once, but that I am real.
Yeah. Well, we always say Dan's wife is virtual. We don't believe she's real. We think she's an AI. All right. Well, I'll pop out of this and I'll say goodbye to everybody. But thank you for joining, and to everybody else who did join and who did stick around and hang out with us. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a bit of fun, and hope you learned something. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. But everyone's welcome to come back. And remember, on Saturday I will be doing a live unboxing. I'll be posting the stream details probably tomorrow, and it'll be a live unboxing of the Ortor Laser Master 2 Pro at 11 a.m. US Eastern Time on Saturday morning. So if you want to come back and see that being unboxed and set up, I'll be available and I'll come see you on Saturday. So then you let me pop me up here on my own. So thank you again. Remember, keep printing. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy, stay printing, and I will see you all Saturday. Thank you and have a good night.